Welcome to Conference USA Football on Stadium. What a matchup we have to kick off the 2022 college football season. The Mean Green of North Texas in El Paso to take on the UTEP Miners here at the Sun Bowl. Mother Nature had other plans. We were supposed to kick off at 7:04. Instead, we're going to kick off right about at the top of the hour. Ari Wolf alongside the coach, Bob Davey. And coach, you look at the recaps, these teams kind of opposite, right? One got off to a slow start, then came back strong. Miners got off to the good start and struggled a bit down the stretch.
It really is kind of amazing, and I think shows again how equally matched these teams are. Last year's game, we'll talk about a little bit later, was a great game. Much tougher, Ari, to go from 1-6 like North Texas did to winning 5 of their last conference games. They won 5 straight conference games at the end of the season. Both these teams went to bowl games. Both teams lost the bowl games.
All right, there is Coach Dimmel. We had a wonderful visit with him the other day. He's now in his 5th season here at UTEP, 10th season overall as a head coach. And if you love Kansas State football, there's a lot of the same traditions here that Coach Dimmel has brought here as he learned under Coach Snyder. Great years up in Manhattan, Kansas. And looking forward to watching his team. They're excited. They feel like they've got a great team. And what an opportunity to start out the season at home. And there is Coach Luttrell, now in his 7th season as the head man at North Texas. They've been to bowl games 5 of the last 6 years. And this is the team that learned a lot about itself last season. I'm curious whether we're going to see a run heavy or maybe a bit more balance. Which do you expect from
I think
Mean
that's
Green?
a great point, and I think that's going to be interesting to see. You know, he comes from a spread-style offense. Really, the Baylor offense likes to throw it. But when they were 1-6 last year, they slowed the tempo down. They're a big tempo team, and they ran the ball. But UTEP is a man-to-man defense. 2 young corners on the field, UTEP. Will North Texas go back and throw that football a little bit more? Because they do have more added depth at wide receiver.
They do, and they've got a veteran quarterback. Now, you see there the Laufenberg jersey. I'm glad you're seeing that now. Now, that is a tradition to honor a player that they lost back in 2019 who unfortunately passed away due to cancer. So that is Gavin Hardison, but he is wearing the Laufenberg as a sign of respect and to his family. Unfortunately, Laufenberg never got to play in a game for the Miners, but they continue to honor his legacy. So don't be confused. That is purposely Laufenberg on the back of Hardison's jersey. So North Texas is going to kick it off. And the Miners set to receive. Walter Don Jr. is back, along with Ronaldo Flores.
Always worried about this.
First play of a new season.
You don't scrimmage a lot as it is offense versus defense. You never scrimmage in live tackle, kickoff returns, and kickoff coverage. You're hoping the kicker kicks it out if you're North Texas.
Ethan Mooney, the kick, and there will be no return, so wish granted.
First and 10, UTEP from the 25-yard line.
So here's the numbers for Gavin Hardison. Honorable mention, All-Conference USA a year ago, over 3,200 yards passing. The first UTEP quarterback to do that since the 09 season. And last year, the 5th most passing yards in a season in school history. And we are set, it's going to be first and 10 from the 25, and here we go.
No one in college football has more opportunity to check plays in a college offense than Gavin Hardison. 90% of the time, he calls the check at the line of scrimmage with no help from the coaches.
Ronald Awat gets the start at running back. He's to the right of Hardison. Hardison to throw. Feels the pressure, gets rid of it, and that's going to be incomplete.
Hardison's pass intended for number 26, Walter Don Jr.
Walter Don Jr., the intended target. Here, Coach Davies, impact players.
And I think, you know, UNT North Texas has their entire defense back except for the front 4. And these 2 defensive ends, 2 new guys. One a junior college transfer, Tom Trebe, and one a transfer from Eastern New Mexico, Mason Richards.
They're really excited about both those guys. I think they can take advantage. All right, it's Awat, and nice run between the tackles. as he gets up to the 30-yard line to make it a manageable third down situation.
And I think for UTEP, a key player is Tyron Smith, number 1. UTEP lost their top receiver, Jacob Cowling, to Arizona as a transfer. They lost their second leading receiver. Look for Tyron Smith, number 1, to become the go-to guy for UTEP.
Third down was tough on the Miners last year, just 32% conversion rate. See if they can get one here. 3rd and 5. Hardison the throw, and that is caught. Walter Don Jr., and that's a first down for the Miners. One of the things we talked about that I think it's important for the audience to know is how they're going to use the play clock.
Yeah, without a doubt. You see there the completion between Hardison and Walter Don. Couple things. One, UTEP huddles. Second, they take that play clock down to about 4 seconds every snap.
I think they got some movement there, so free play. Hardison going up the field. And what a catch. How did Flores come down with that one? Huge play for the 5th-year senior from right here in El Paso.
And that's a 5th-year senior and a veteran quarterback. North Texas jumps on the cadence. UTEP has a free play. You see right there, just take a shot. Ronaldo Flores goes up, and that's a spectacular, spectacular catch by that senior. You saw something else in the UTEP offense. They use that cadence a lot at the line of scrimmage, trying to unravel that UNT defense to see exactly what the front is and exactly what the coverage is. Here's a good example right here, Ari.
1st and 10 from the 26. They keep it on the ground. And call it a couple yards, gain of 2.5 yards on first down, and it was Awat on the carry. Well, one thing that's important to note, if you haven't seen Hardison in this offense, he likes to throw it down the field, Coach. Last year, averaged 16 yards per completion.
You're exactly right, and we mentioned North Texas lost their defensive front, but Enoch Jackson, number 9, 6 foot 290, spent 2 years at Arkansas. He is explosive, and Phil Bennett really likes his defensive front, even though they're new.
Blitz is coming. Hardison to the end zone. Incomplete. Good coverage there. They were running step for step. Deshaun Gaddy in coverage there makes the play against Kelly Akari.
And Phil Bennett told us he's going to try to get the ball out of Hardison's hands. He comes with an all-out zero blitz, and that is great coverage by Deshaun Gaddy. Looked back and became the wide receiver. Stripped the arms right there. That's a great, confident play by the corner and didn't pass interfere.
3rd down. Hardison. With time, now he's in a bit of trouble. Scrambles to his right, buying time, and that's incomplete. So North Texas gave up the big play, but then they steadied the defense, and now the Miners will try a field goal attempt.
And I think that's a good decision right there by Gavin Hardison. You know, last year, 13 interceptions. Got a little risky at times, threw it away, and you set up what you hope is an automatic 3 points.
Gavin Beckley is on for the field goal attempt. The veteran kicker, senior from McKinney, Texas, from the right hash mark. Kick is on the way, and he pushes it to the right, and it's no good. So a promising drive ends in 0 points for the Miners. All right, we are going to step away. When we come back, we're going to get our first look at the North Texas offense. Welcome back to El Paso. No score between the Mean Green and the Miners. Miners had a pretty good drive. They had a big play to Flores, who made an incredible catch, and they couldn't convert the field goal. Here's Austin Aune. He's a unique quarterback because he's 28 years of age, and he's going to be 29 on September 6th. But he's played real well against the Miners. You got to like the 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. And he had a huge throw late in the game to set up the game-winning field goal last year when North Texas beat UTEP 20-17. Aune to throw, and he dumps it off to the tight end, Jake Roberts, in a big play for North Texas. They're excited about Roberts, just a sophomore from Norman, Oklahoma. He only had 11 catches last year, but there's a buzz about this guy coming through fall camp.
There is, and again, you see right off the bat, UTEP, a lot of man-to-man coverage. They turned that tight end open on the very first play of the game.
Ika Ragsdale, the ball carrier, and he gets hit, and he'll be thrown for a loss. Keenan Stewart, 54, one of the defensive tackles in there. And take us through your impact players, Coach.
Well, I think even though these two corners for UTEP have not played before, I think these two corners are a huge factor in this game because they play so much man-to-man coverage. Josiah Allen, junior college transfer. Latrez Shelton, junior college transfer. Their first game in this stadium.
Aune, he's got a wide open player, but he just overthrows him. He was looking again for Roberts.
Pass intended for Roberts is incomplete.
Aune knows he wished he had another chance at this one.
Yeah, almost the same thing. In fact, maybe the same play they opened the game with. You see right there, a wide open big tight end down the field. You'd like to have that one back. That was a big play.
Oscar Attaway now in the backfield alongside Austin Aune. 3rd down, 3rd and long. Aune with time, is going to step up and run. And he will not pick up the first down as he stopped at the 48-yard line.
Man-to-man coverage that time by UTEP. And you see the running back, number 27, right here, slips and falls. Tried to get the ball to Io Addy. A little scat back. Man-to-man, linebacker on the running back. A little bit of wet turf from those rains we had a little bit earlier.
Bernardo Rodriguez on to punt. He's on the Ray Guy Award watch list. Rodriguez the kick. And a fair catch is made at the 12-yard line. Marcus Bellin with the fair catch, and we come back. 2nd offensive series for the Miners. right, there is head coach Dana Dimmel. Got to feel good about his program coming off a significant season. Certainly no minor accomplishment, getting a 7-6 record after the 4 previous seasons, only having a total of 5 wins. Tied for the most wins in a season since 2014 when they were also 7-6.
You mentioned the Bill Snyder blueprint at Kansas State. Dana played at Kansas State as an offensive line for Bill Snyder, then coached for Bill Snyder. A lot of junior college transfers, predominantly junior college players on this roster for UTEP, a la Bill Snyder, the way he did it at Kansas State.
And North Texas jumps again. That's the 2nd time already they've gotten them to jump off sides.
Again, North Texas is a tempo offense. UTEP's up there changing the play. North Texas hasn't practiced as much against this style of offense, you know, with the pro-style voice inflection of the quarterback, checking at the line of scrimmage. Not many college teams really do that.
Yeah, it's true. And we're so used to seeing it on Sundays, you know, some of the masters, Aaron Rodgers using the cadence. But a smart decision here. They've gotten 2 penalties already here in the first quarter.
Did it again. Here's where he has total flexibility. He doesn't look over to the sidelines.
They keep it on the ground and spinning close to the 20-yard line. I believe that's Deion Hankins. Yes, it is. 33.
And there's KD Davis, the middle linebacker, one of the most active players, I think, in college football. We mentioned he almost left. You see number 1 right there, track him down from behind. Entered the portal, committed to Texas A&M, but give him a lot of credit. Came back and finishing his career in Denton.
He's on just about every watch list. Lombardi, Bednarik, Nagurski, Butkus. He's a heck of a player. Hardison with time, open receiver, and that's caught at the 42. And then out of bounds, it's Tyron Smith. Coach, you mentioned him. He would be an impact player, and Smith makes the big play.
And that was a great route by Tyron Smith. Made a little fake at the post, then broke it back out to the corner. Just a great route. We don't have him in the screen here, so go ahead and roll it. He lined up as the inside receiver, little play action fake. Wide open.
1st and 10. Again, Hardison has free license to change whatever he wants at the line of scrimmage. They keep it on the ground. And it's Attaway. Check that. That's Awatt there on the carry. Ronald Awatt brought down by John Davis.
The ball is carried by number 22, Ronald Awatt.
That was a great open field tackle. You know, one of the things you're so concerned about is open field tackling. Just by the shoestring right there. But, you know, UTEP, these 2 running backs, both pretty much equal. That's a good tackle, particularly in the early season.
And both guys last year ran for over 5 yards per carry. Hardison gets rid of it quickly, and that is caught. That's going to be another Miners first down. As they continue to move the football, this is Forrest's 2nd catch. This one not nearly as challenging, but this guy is clearly an important part of their offense. They've targeted him a few times already.
Yeah, again, played some running back. 12 catches last year, 151 yards. UNT North Texas, mostly a zone team under Phil Bennett. So there's going to be some throws and catches. You know, they're more of a zone team, not much of a man team. That's why they need that pass rush.
They keep it on the ground, trying to move the pile. Not much there, maybe a gain of a yard on the play.
I think, Ari, why this game is so big for these teams. You know, as a head coach, you ask your team to outwork everybody in the offseason. So for 8 weeks, you've gone in there with the mantra of outwork them, invest more. You need to have success in the first game to get credibility for all that hard work you put into it through the offseason. Again, this is all night, all season. He does more than any college quarterback in the country at the line of scrimmage.
Hardison the throw, and that's a good throw, but That's a catch that Tyron Smith has got to make. They want him to be that alpha guy, to be the lead receiver.
Exactly, and this offense reminds me so much of Bill Snyder in Kansas State. And if you did a game or been to a game in Manhattan, Kansas, their fans get so nervous because Bill Snyder, Dana Dimel, a disciple, they're going to run that play clock down to maybe 1 or 2 before they snap it. And they're so afraid about a delay of game. But Bill Snyder and Dana Dimel, they want the perfect play against that defense.
The fullback, James Tupo, right there, and Hardison's going to run for it. And he's got plenty of room, and he will slide and take a pretty big hit. No flag comes in. Harold West, 27, hit him pretty good after the slide.
That's really a good call. Out of the one back set, lead blocker, really nobody to block. The crowd wanted a hit on that quarterback. You know, they've got the new Kenny Pinkett rule this year in college football of when you start to slide, you have to get down as a quarterback, because last year Kenny Pinkett faked the slid, stayed up, and gained extra yardage.
Worked out pretty well for him.
It really did. He's on fire for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, pretty neat. Yeah, good to see him doing well at the next level. 1st and 10 for the Miners. It's their second trip deep inside North Texas territory. They keep it on the ground. And it's Deion Hankins, the redshirt sophomore from right here in El Paso, went to Parkland High School. Now, they got the 2 backs, Coach. Deion is the Thunder, and Awat is the Lightning.
Yeah, and first of all, they line up with 2 backs in the backfield, which is unusual. That time, Trent Thompson, the tight end, 45, lined up in the backfield. So a lot of unique things, a lot of pro-style offense with UTEP.
See the distance between the 2 schools, about a 9-hour drive straight west. And a flag comes in, ball carrier.
This might be a illegal block up front, an illegal chop block by one of those offensive linemen, just from where that flag was thrown. Ooh. That's another new rule change. Defensive holding is now an automatic first down, where last year it wasn't. See if we can see where it is. Yeah, it's right there. Number 9, Enoch Jackson, grabbing and holding on, trying to keep that offensive lineman from getting to the second.
That was Elijah Klein, a smart play by the right guard. He was the one saying to the ref, hey, I'm being held.
Yeah. I tell you, Phil Bennett's not afraid to take these guys out of the game. He told us this week, penalties last year. If they can eliminate those penalties, he thinks they're going to really be a good defensive team.
1st and goal from the 10. Awat, the ball carrier. And Awat gets it down close to the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Awat last year ran for over 800 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's excited. I mean, 4 of the 5 offensive linemen back. The left guard, Justin Mayers, 66, is the only new guy. They're a big, strong offensive line, UTEP. There you see Justin right there, his first start. Zuri Henry's been an on and off starter the last couple years. That right side, including the center, are really veteran guys.
Awat gets hit, breaks the tackle, and it's K.D. Davis making the tackle at the 4.
I tell you, K.D. Davis, now think about this. He has a chance to go to Texas A&M. Has a chance to go to Ole Miss, too. It's going to be his 4th year as a starter. He decides to come back. You know, you hear all the stories in the transfer portal about guys leaving, but this guy came back to North Texas. That says so much to me. And he is a heck of a football player. Not the biggest guy. Phil Bennett told me about 5'11", maybe, but very explosive. And
all right, we are going to take a timeout as the Miners want a timeout. Huge play when we come back. 3rd and goal for the Miners when we come back on Stadium.
every year in college football, rule changes, right? Sometimes it's hard to keep up with them, but this has already happened tonight. Defensive holding against North Texas. We talked about the sliding of the quarterback, or in the case of Kenny Pickett, the fake slide. To me, though, this one right here is the most significant. No blocking below the waist outside the tackle box. That is the most significant rule change, I think, in several years. Really affects teams on those screens, perimeter runs, and those option teams, Air Force and Army, they hate it.
The Miners were good in the red zone last year. 3rd and goal. Deion Hankins has the football. They're going to try to push the pile forward. He's going to be stopped shy just outside the 1-yard line. And decision time here for Coach Dimmel.
Well, that makes you think he's going to go for it because he ran it on 3rd down. You know the crowd wants him to go for it, right? They've had 2 significant drives. I really think they need points here. I love the fact he's going for it. Everybody's exciting, but they need points.
And let me tell you, Coach, they were very good on 4th down last year. 19 of 24, 72% conversion on 4th down.
This is where you miss Jacob Cowling, that big-time receiver who left and went to Arizona. Probably some kind of play-action tight end throw right here.
Uh-oh. Hardison gets it's going to throw, and it's incomplete, and the Miners, a miscue on 4th and goal, and they'll turn it over on downs. Andrew Meyer, the center there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it was just high and to the right.
That's an experienced center right there, Andrew Myers. This is his 21st start in this game. Again, that's always the argument, right? On the goal line, do you go under center? And UTEP is one of those teams that go under center. Disappointed, right? They missed the field goal. They go for it on 4th down. Not second guess, first guess. I would have taken the points right there, Ari.
So the Miners have dominated here in the 1st quarter, but they've got nothing to show for it. Now North Texas got to be smart here. And they will hand the ball off and pick up a couple of yards, trying to give themselves a little bit of room to work with. That was Adei, the ball carrier there. Io Adei, the sophomore from Mansfield, Texas.
One thing I'm curious to see if Austin Ani, some quarterback runs. I think right there again, that zone read, him keeping the ball, that was there. And UTEP being such a one-high team.
Isaiah Johnson, and they'll push the pile forward. He gets it out about the 7.5-yard line. They've got to get it to the 12-yard line to pick up a 1st down.
You see North Texas again. Normally, when Seth Luttrell first came to North Texas, a high-tempo, up-tempo team, they're kind of slow now.
Ani wants to throw. Blitz is coming, and he completes it in traffic. That was a gutsy throw, but able to make the completion.
Pass is complete to number 8, Damon Ward Jr.
Damon Ward, sophomore from Beaumont, Texas, makes the catch.
We'll see the pressure come. Bradley Pivotal likes bringing that edge pressure, and you're right, he just got that football off. That's Dennis Barnes, the nickelback from UTEP, coming on the blitz.
Running play there, they pick up a few yards on 1st down, but considering where they got the football, they've already done their defense a huge favor by picking up a couple 1st downs.
So you see a little bit of tempo there. That's normally when teams will go tempo after a big play, because that defense kind of dejected, the air's out of the balloon a little bit.
Adei. Looks like Ani's trying to change the play here, get guys lined up properly. And they keep it on the ground. Adei, not much there.
I tell you, this defense of UTEP, I'm very, very impressed with. I mean, the improvement they've made, and they are so aggressive. Gave up 25.2 a game last year. That's the best since 2004. Doubled their sack total. I mean, they are an aggressive, attacking defense.
They had 25 sacks last year after only having 13 in the 2020 season. Blitz is coming, they complete it, and it's Roderick Burns. That's the guy they hope to be their star receiver. He had 58 catches last year.
Roderick Burns, they call him a gamer. He's just a guy that has improved, was a walk-on. Again, the safety blitz, man-to-man coverage. Just a little in right there, very difficult to cover.
And he just continues his streak. That's now at least one reception in 17 straight games for Burns. They're going to keep it on the ground. Attaway spin move, stays on his feet and brought down at the 44-yard line. Good looking run there from Oscar Attaway.
You got to love this story, right? Last year during training camp, ACL, missed the entire season, works his way back, about 6 foot, 225 pounds. Good to see a guy who's been through all that sacrifice coming back from that injury.
Ani, looked like a busted play. Wasn't exactly sure what the intention was there, but he saw that things had broken down and quickly threw it away.
Talk about experience, right?
Yeah.
28 years old. I think it was the zone read right there coming out. Right there. That was
the previous play. Real nice run there. Second and 10 from the 45-yard line. Ani throwing it up the sideline. He was looking for Gums, number 30, a redshirt freshman from Houston. They say really flashed in the spring. He's a freak athlete.
You see a plan here early for North Texas. You see Marquise Gums, and they do love him. Great speed, but getting those tight ends on those linebackers in man-to-man coverage. And they've been open.
All right, third down. You can hear the crowd getting into it here at the Sun Bowl. Ani directed some traffic in the backfield, moving Isaiah Johnson to his left. Blitz is coming again. Ani sets up the screen, and no chance there. That is well defended by the Miners.
Again, Bradley Pivotal comes with the all-out blitz into the boundary. He's going to bring edge pressure and the linebacker coming. They try to run the screen right into it. Actually, the linebacker ran into the defensive end. But I'm telling you, this is one of the most improved defensive football teams in the entire country that I saw last year, the UTEP Miners.
Marcus Bellin waits deep. Rodriguez the punt. Bellin will call for the fair catch and make it at his 10-yard line. So one thing North Texas did there is they flipped the field. They were all the way back into shadow of their own goal line. So
North Texas has punted twice. UTEP has had 2 scoring opportunities and hasn't been able to take advantage of it. You know, this crowd, again, when you can win at UTEP like they did last year, 7-6, you've got an opportunity to capture these fans. This game is very close to a sellout. In fact, I think they were 300 tickets below sellout, and most of these people stayed through that read line. But when you can get them in the stadium at a place like UTEP, you better entertain them and get them back.
Hardison, play action. Goes deep down the field. He's got an open receiver. Huge play. It's Tyron Smith.
That's one of the toughest things against zone coverage, Ari, is that play action, deep double crossing routes. Watch Tyron Smith come clear across the field. There he is. Great throw by Hardison.
Fun first quarter. We're coming back for the second quarter on Stadium. All right, welcome back to El Paso. So you got to make a decision here. Who's got more spirit? What fan base has more spirit? You got to get that QR code. Get your phone up to the screen. Get off that couch. Get the QR code. And you think that the Mean Green got more school spirit? Vote for them. You think the Miners have more school spirit? Vote for them. And we will tabulate the results and get back to you later in the game. We're going to make sure you guys stay athletic at home. You got to get off the couch, get that QR code. All right, here's the first quarter recap. And Hardison, we knew he likes to get big chunks. 5 completions, 133 yards.
One stat, 0-0, right?
Yep.
That's the stat that matters, but that was an impressive display of throwing the ball down the field.
52-yard completion to Smith. Hardison, and he's going to go deep down the field. And almost caught. There was a chance there for Flores, who had that spectacular catch in their opening drive, but he can't come up with this one.
Dana Dimmel, he asked that quarterback to do a lot at the line, but he's so friendly for quarterbacks. Watch right here as we let it roll. Maximum protection, right? True slide, 7-man protection. The quarterback's not going to get hit when you keep that many people in. Great opportunity right there by Flores. He made the spectacular catch earlier in the first quarter. Had a chance at that one.
This would have been an easier catch, frankly, than that one he made in the first quarter. So there you see, first 2 drives, 21 plays, 123 yards, but 0 points. A missed field goal and the turnover on downs of 4th and goal. Not sure what's happening right now. Both teams are sort of heading to their respective sidelines.
I just hope it's not lightning.
Yeah, well, the way they're huddling up, I'm keeping a sense of optimism. All right, though, there's an injured player. There we are. Okay.
This has been an impressive display right here by UTEP coming out. Particularly, we talked about they lost their 2 big-time receivers from last year.
We're going to take a break. That's John Davis they're looking at, a senior corner. So hopefully he's going to be okay. We'll check on him when we come back. Fans enjoying themselves here at the Sun Bowl. And the injured player was John Davis. He was there in coverage and sort of at the end of the play got a little tangled up. And he reaches for his right leg, and there you see him being helped off the field. We certainly hope he's going to be okay, but they're going to have to go to some backup corners for the moment.
And he is the field corner. He's their coverage corner, covering all that grass out there to the wide side of the field.
Hardison, and he connects I believe that's Flores, and it is. Flores makes the catch. Flores has been targeted several times here in the first half. They think of him as a jackknife. He can do a lot of different things in the passing game.
Again, excellent pass protection. You know, we talked about North Texas lost their entire defensive front. These two young defensive ends, Tom Trebe, Mason Richards. We've heard Enoch Jackson's name mentioned, but not those ends. But again, great job of protection, 3rd and short. Do you take a shot here? Or probably I would say he's just going to run the ball, try to get to first down.
Oh, Hardison, we know, loves to throw it down the field. Let's wait and see. He sees that they're coming.
It is man-to-man without a doubt, up to the wide side of the field.
And Hardison's going to throw for it on 3rd and short, and a little too much on that throw. Really tried to sling that into Akari.
And they're going after Ridge Texada, who's replacing John Davis. They really like Akari, this guy. But again, you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, right? If on 3rd and short you throw it. So I do like that right there. Particularly testing the new corner, Ridge Texada, in the game for North Texas.
All right, 4th and less than a yard.
He's going to blitz him here now. Now he's looking over to the sidelines. I'll bet the last call he called on his own and threw it. He's looking over to the sidelines. I would think he would run it. Nope, they're going to throw it against me.
On 4th down. Going to throw it up, and it's caught. Tyron Smith, touchdown Miners.
Wow. That is taking what the defense gives you and great confidence in your quarterback and your wide receiver. Again, the inside receiver is going to run to the corner and run away from that defensive back. There's just no way you can cover that. That is a great throw. Keelan Crosby on an island. But talk about confidence. Checking to that all-out corner ball against man-to-man on 4th and 1 after you've been turned away on 2 scoring opportunities.
Gutsy. And it's Tyron Smith, the sophomore, on the perfect throw, and let the celebration begin. 7-0 Miners. Welcome back. Well, the Miners on their 3rd offensive possession. They stay aggressive. This team loves to go for it on 4th down, Coach. And the guts of Hardison to throw it on 4th down, finding Tyron Smith for the 32-yard touchdown. A gutsy call.
I agree. A lot of times you know they're playing straight man-to-man like North Texas just did, but you don't like the odds of making that completion. A lot of courage, a lot of confidence right there by Dana Dimmel, and Gavin Hardison is on fire right now. 171 yards passing already in the first half.
The kick from Beckley. And there will be a return. And great coverage by the Miners. No place to go.
You don't like that kickoff returner to be going backwards when he catches the football.
Bryson Jackson elected to bring that ball out. All right, so let's see what kind of response we get from North Texas. And keep in mind, this is a team last year that won in the second half of the season by running the football. Still just a one-score game. They could certainly stick with their game plan, but they have not been nearly as consistent through the first half offensively.
Well, one guy we have to mention while we have a second is Manasi Mosa, the center, number 72. 49th straight start tonight, which is unbelievable. A sixth-year guy. Talk about a 28-year-old quarterback and a 49 start center.
Oh, right. That's the most important part of your offense. You center's got to get the ball to the quarterback.
I hope we didn't jinx him just now with the snap, but I don't
believe in the announcer jinx, Bob, but we're going to get away from that. Are they going to keep it on the ground? Big hole. Adei, 39. Nice carry. Big opening. Gets it up near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think a couple of us could have ran through that hole. Maybe a holding right there by the left guard, but that was a definite gash right there in this UTEP defense.
1st and 10. Again, they keep it on the ground. Adei, and this time the Miners defend it well. No place to go. Tyrese Knight, one of their outstanding senior linebackers, came in to make the play. And there is Knight.
And they told us, Coach Pivoto, the defensive coordinator, who's been at LSU, been at Texas A&M, Tyrese Knight, number 10, Breon Howard, number 17. These two inside linebackers could play anywhere in the country. This is the number 2 tackle, Tyrese Knight. Breon Howard, 17, is the number 1 tackle for last year, but he loves the personnel he has at that linebacker position.
And I love the fact that those guys are the best of friends. They're together both on and off the field. Ani wants to run it. Coach, you wanted to see him run a little bit. Look at him go. Ani first down and more, and out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
That's what I wanted to see. The one thing about UTEP, as aggressive as they are, they don't really handle the quarterback. You're going to see him come right here with the outside blitz, and he does not take the quarterback on the zone read. Number 2, Kobe Hilton. He's the transfer from Louisiana Lafayette. First time playing for UTEP.
Ani was looking for Bryson Jackson, junior from Houston, Texas. Here's the running back stable, and this is an area of strength. They've got a lot of depth.
And they graduated a 4,000-yard rusher from last season. But it's an impressive group, and you combine that with that offensive line, it's a strong running team.
Ani off his back foot, up the sideline, fight for it, and it's incomplete. I like how the receiver tried to go around the defender to make the catch. That's Damon Ward. But good coverage there. And you talked about Latrez Shelton being one of those junior college guys.
I'll tell you something right now, that is as tough as it gets. He wasn't here from the spring. He's an Iowa Western transfer. No spring ball number 9. Latrez Shelton made a play.
Him in May. I mean, he's only been here for a couple of months.
He's feeling it right now. This is like home for him, El Paso, even though it's his first game ever in the stadium.
All right, 3rd down. Blitz is coming. Ani completes it, and it's enough for a first down, and it's Jake Roberts. So they told us Roberts was going to be a focal point. He's been targeted several times. And there he makes the catch to move the chain gang.
Again, one thing you've seen is the tight ends have been open in this game. Man-to-man coverage, DB playing outside technique, and big 87 Jake Roberts. 6'5", 260. He's a good-looking tight end.
They keep it on the ground, and it's a big hole. Isaiah Johnson. He gets all the way down to the 21-yard line, and now North Texas is going fast. They're already on the ball.
Always after a big play.
And they throw it, and the catch is made by Bryson Jackson.
Good graphic. We just showed those stable of backs. You see Isaiah Johnson, 23. He's the power back.
Ragsdale, the ball carrier, and he's going to get it to the 9-yard line.
You know, one point that I think is really relevant. Last year we talked about North Texas getting away from the tempo. Sometimes when you pick and choose tempo, go slow, go fast, it's much tougher on the defense than if you always go fast. I think you see right now they're doing a great job of picking and choosing.
First and goal from the 9. It's Ragsdale. And Ragsdale is going to be put down at the 8-yard line. A little bit of extracurriculars after the play. Cooler heads prevail. Justin Prince, on the tackle, the redshirt senior from Inglewood, California.
And this UNT offense, number 5 in the nation last year in rushing offense, has led Conference USA the last 2 years. So they're accustomed to be running that football.
32 rush touchdowns a year ago. And that's a low snap, but Ani handles it. The throw, a touch pass, and it's over the outstretched arms of Roderick Burns.
It's interesting in this game. 2 offensive linemen are the offensive coordinators. Dana Dimmel, the head coach, and then Mike Blesh, the offensive coordinator for North Texas, coached the offensive line last year, now coaches the quarterbacks. How many times, if ever, do you ever see 2 offensive linemen calling those plays?
All right, you hear the Minor faithful up out of their seats. 3rd and goal. North Texas 3 for 5 on 3rd downs tonight.
It's man-to-man, and they're coming, Ari. He's checking. They're going to maximum protection. You've got one-on-one up at the top of the field.
Ani gets rid of it, and it's caught. Touchdown, Mean Green. What a throw and catch as he squeezes it in there to Tommy Bush.
And that's the guy we were waiting to see, Tommy Bush. 6'5", 204 pounds. Signed with Georgia out of high school. Again, you knew they were coming. Max, great block right there by the running back. You know what? That play was made by the protection and the check by Austin Ani. What a drive to answer.
What a response by North Texas. Mooney on for the extra point. He is good, and the game is tied at 7. Good stuff. Look, they pick up the blitz. Attaway made the key block, and it's Bush with the touchdown. looking right there at Tommy Bush, and this is a guy, I just have a star by, we take all our notes talking to the guys, just a big star stud with an exclamation point, and he showed why right there.
And even though you're a big star stud, as you say, he's finally healthy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're not healthy. Last year he was injured. 3 years at Georgia. Only played 2 games last year. 3 catches for 43 yards. And a great drive. I mean, this is a heck of a football game. Both teams offensively obviously can move the football.
Mooney with the kick. And here comes Walter Dawn Jr. on the return. He picks his way through some traffic to give the Miners decent field position. All right, here's defensive coordinator Phil Bennett. He's done this for a few years, huh?
Good friend and a great coach. Been a head coach at SMU. That's not on there. But comes from a coaching family. His brother's a coach. 2 veteran defensive coordinators in this game. Bradley Dale Pivotal and Phil Bennett, and they are both Texas. East Texas. Bradley Pivotal is from Orange, Texas, the home of R.C. Slocum, the Hall of Fame Texas A&M coach. And Phil Bennett is about as Texan as they can get. 2 great defensive coordinators in this game, but the offense has been in charge of this game so far.
Hardison throws, and that's incomplete. Tyron Smith, the closest receiver. Well, Phil Bennett, one of the things he talked about, he said in his 45 years of coaching, he never started a season with a conference game, and you could just feel this atmosphere. It feels like a big game, and it's week 0 of the season.
Yeah, no margin for error,
yeah,
right, in the conference game. Both these coaches respect the opponent so much, right? They told us that all week. Both said they would rather play someone else.
Yep.
But like we talked about, it's a great game for Conference USA right here, highlighting it.
2nd and 10. Hardison, nice pocket, has time, delivers it. Well, that's a catch is made by Smith, and then he's immediately hit and a little bit of taunting afterwards. And officials appear that they're going to let that go for the moment, but that's something that I know has been frowned upon. So flag does come in late. Let's see what it's all about. That's Quentin Whitlock.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 7.
Oh, they did get him for it. I mean, it looked pretty obvious. I mean, that's the kind of mistake that's going to make the coach maybe want to go into broadcasting. I mean, you can't have that.
Phil Bennett will probably give him the hook, but let's go ahead and look at it. Obviously, can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do it. That's a shame. I mean, you hurt your teammates. You hurt your teammates by doing that. And there's always that temptation, right, to shake your head. You didn't do it.
Yep.
But you did it. But again, the first game.
Never lives, right?
You're right. In the first game of the season, I get it, but you just can't do it.
Hankins is the running back.
This is the cat and mouse game here between Phil Bennett and Dana Dimmel.
Hold everything, no play.
Saw what happened there. Phil Bennett showed blitz. Dana Dimmel checked the play. Then Phil Bennett checked the defense.
He's checking his man right there.
In the 42nd clock, you're right.
Yeah, he's letting Whitlock know.
Phil rocking the shorts tonight. I tell you, he is in great shape. He is in great shape. Defensive end at Texas A&M. But again, the cat and mouse game at the line of scrimmage, right? And the 42nd clock runs out.
So it'll be 1st and 15. Hardison's already thrown for 174 yards and a touchdown. Blitz is coming. Hardison. Well, that's a nice play by Larry Nixon III. He sniffed out that little screen. He was all over it.
Pass is complete to number 33, Hankins.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh, but it's a roughing the passer penalty. Boy, these penalties really starting to hurt the Mean Green.
Again, they come on the blitz. They throw the screen right into the blitz.
Oh, yeah, he can't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to know better. KD Davis is one of the most veteran, smart players around. He took a couple extra steps and pushed him.
Absolutely. And he does know better. Again, Phil Bennett told us, Ari, in our conference call this week, the penalties The penalties hurt this football team last year. This is one of the most improved defenses in the country last year.
Yes.
Points and total yards. I mean, significant jump. And this team's too good. UTEP's too good.
You can't give UTEP these extra chances. Yeah, 144 less yards per game from the 2020 season to 2021 season. And he's got some spots to fill here. Only 4 starters back on this defense. And there you see it shows the age there for Phil Bennett. He started coaching the year that Coach Luttrell was born. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the North Texas 48. Timeout on the field.
Phil's not going to let that go. But Phil, I think when you watch the tape, you're going to see that as much as you love K.D. Davis, that was a good call right there, roughing the passer. Again, Phil Bennett and Seth Luttrell got to know each other at Oklahoma. Phil was at Oklahoma 1 year. Seth Luttrell was a running back at Oklahoma. I told him on the conference call, he came up when I was the head coach at Notre Dame in 1999. Seth Luttrell, the running back. Bob Stoops, first year as head coach. We beat Oklahoma. I went back and looked at the stats. Seth Luttrell had 6 yards on 3 carries, and he caught 2 passes for -4 yards. So I reminded him.
Yeah, oh, you did. No, and he took it well. He
took it.
he took it well. I like that you came at him a little bit with a couple. You done your homework on him. Hardison, little quick wide receiver screen to Tyron Smith. Not much there.
Talking about Seth Luttrell, state champion in high school in the state of Oklahoma as a junior and a senior. What do you tell us? He wrestled at 180 his junior year and 210 his senior year. Back-to-back undefeated wrestler.
And the fact that he never really cut weight is just unbelievable. Most of those guys are starving themselves. He was so strong, he could keep his regular weight and still win. Keep it on the ground. And that's Awatt. Larry Nixon, the third, with another tackle for North Texas.
A good patient run right there by Awatt. Watch him kind of pick his hole right there. Didn't go left where there was a lot of traffic. Bent that thing back, sets up another big 3rd and 5 right here.
Well, with the way they've been going, Coach, they're probably going to go for it on 4th down. They've taken a chance every other time.
Although that last drive by North Texas may have talked him out of it, but let's wait and see what happens here on 3rd down.
Hardison, the throw. Receivers wide open. It's Flores with the catch. 1st down there. Texada makes the tackle.
You're right, and that's another example. Texada, the new guy in the game, right? Replacing John Davis. It's natural that you're going to give a lot of cushion out there, right? You haven't played a lot. And Hardison's a guy, he's going to pick you apart now if you're off him. But the problem is if you get up on him, he's so accurate on the deep ball. So these DBs are in a bind out on those corners.
They keep it on the ground. Big boys trying to move the pile, but good defense there from North Texas. Not much doing there as Hankins is the ball carrier.
You know, Dana Dillman made one of the greatest quotes to me, and I hadn't heard this. He said the great thing about the head coach calling plays is the head coach calls plays to win the game. And people might not want to understand what that means, but an offensive coordinator sometimes calls plays for stats and yardage and headlines. When you're the head coach, all you want to do is win. You don't care if you have to run it, throw it, or what you have to do.
Hardison, nice pocket. Now it's breaking down. He's going to scramble to his right and do the prudent thing and just throw that ball.
Got him again. Larry Nixon.
Another penalty on the defense. And here's a look at the career for head coach Dana Dimmel. Led Wyoming to 22 wins over 3 seasons.
And he and Phil Bennett are great friends. You know, Phil Bennett coached at Kansas State. But I promise you, Phil Bennett right now is not going to be happy with Larry Nixon. They're going to get another roughing the passing. Took them out of the game that time. But now you got to rally, right, on defense.
And Bennett, look, he's I mean, if I were him too, my head'd be ready to pop
He's
off.
going to get after him.
I mean,
Call
that's 3
timeout,
major
right?
penalties in one drive. And he's even in the face of KD Davis, his star.
Let's take a look at this penalty again.
Hey, hit him up on the head.
That's a shame. That's a shame. And right now, Phil Bennett, he has to make his point, but it can't be personal.
Yep.
The point just has to be, you hurt our football team by doing this, because you start to unravel. Everybody wants to blame somebody else. Some people want to blame the official. Some people want to point fingers. You have to stay together, because right now they've proven tonight, North Texas, that they can stop these scoring opportunities on the end zone.
Join us on September 10th when Charlotte welcomes Maryland for a big-time non-conference matchup. Can quarterback Chris Reynolds lead the 49ers to an upset over the Terps? Tune in a week from Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, only on Stadium. Welcome to the game.
Are you doing that game?
I am not doing that game.
It's a great game.
Great game.
High expectations.
I believe our good friend Chris Hassel will be on the call of that game. 1st and 10 for the Miners. Oh no, he keeps it himself, and it's Hardison. Gets it down to the 11-yard line.
Hardison carries the ball.
Deshaun Gaddy makes the tackle.
It makes you nervous, right, when Gavin Hardison runs that zone read, but he's protected. See right there, the lead blocker coming around, right there. You see the fullback, number 31, James Tupou. So that's not the blind quarterback read where the quarterback comes out unprotected. They're bringing that big fullback around. It's a little bit safer.
2nd and 5. Hardison to the end zone. That's incomplete. He overthrows Akari. How about the total yardage right now? They are putting together UTEP 237 yards of offense.
Yeah.
We've still got more than 5 minutes and 20
Well,
seconds
so many
to
of
go.
the second chance opportunities because of penalties. You know, the number of plays UTEP has ran compared to North Texas in this game because of self-inflicted mistakes by North Texas defense.
Miners 3 for 6 on 3rd down. A big one here. Hardison looking to his left. Throws. In traffic. Oh, it's off the hands of Tyron Smith. Had a chance for his 2nd touchdown.
Incomplete.
Tejada in coverage.
Brings up 4th
Yeah,
down.
really into double coverage, right? I mean, the safety's over there helping. Good job right there. Now we'll see if our field goal kicker can bounce back right here. Gavin Beckley.
He missed his 1st attempt in the game. This will be a 29-yard attempt from the right hash.
He has
Push the
36.
first one to the right.
You're right. He has 36 career field goals, and that's number 37, right?
Indeed. So the kick is good for Gavin Beckley.
You know, if anybody's affected by lack of pregame routine, it's these kickers. Because they like to be out on that field, as you know, like 2.5 or 3 hours before the game. Again, Phil Chill still trying to get his point made, and he will get his point made. No bounce back.
Yeah, Phil has lots of reasons to be upset with his defense. They gave the Miners extra opportunities. And look, Bennett's still talking to Davis. And I don't know, Davis seems to be defending himself. And I don't know, you know, you just want both of them,
Well,
gotta just kind of cool off for a second.
Phil's given him that much opportunity because he knows KD Davis. When KD Davis decided to come back and not go to Texas A&M, he actually called him from Ole Miss. KD Davis was visiting Ole Miss and called Phil Bennett and told him he was coming back to Denton. So they've got a great relationship. He's going to give him a little bit longer line to make his point.
So Beckley to kick it off. And that kick will not be returned, and North Texas will get it on the touchback. Well, Austin Aune, quite a baseball player, a second-round pick back in the 2012 draft, and he played the Yankees farm system for 6 seasons, a shortstop, and decided to come back and play some football. So he was on a press conference this week, and he told us that the last time he was the starter going into a season was in 2011, his senior year of high school.
Wow. And what do the coaches tell us? He is the ultimate pro with how he takes care of his body.
Yeah.
You know, those professional guys, right? I mean, they make their money off that body being healthy, and he definitely takes care of himself. They're really excited about it because they've got a great backup in Grinnell, transfer from Memphis and Arizona.
And Aune barely gets that handoff, but gives it to Attaway. And one thing to keep in mind, Aune does have 1 more year of eligibility, but he has been very clear that this is going to be his final season playing football for North Texas. So Grinnell knows that next year the job in all likelihood will be his. But Aune's wanted to come back for 1 more year. Again, he'll turn 29 on September 6th.
Well, they said wife, kid, and mortgage.
Yep.
Just like a coach in a lot of aspects.
Aune with time, sets, and that's a beautiful throw right on schedule. And their flags come in, but it's Roderick Burns with another catch.
No turnovers in this game, but a lot of penalties. And that is a great throw to Rod Burns.
Personal foul, targeting defense number 21. Previous play is under review.
So that's Justin Prince. And you know, he's a really versatile guy back there. He's one of the leaders of the defense. We're gonna have to take his, in real time, I didn't see it. Well, he actually missed him.
He did miss him. Now
he missed him completely.
Yeah, you know,
he actually took out his own guy. That was friendly fire there. I don't think Burns.
They may review that.
Yeah.
It happens so many times, right? When you come over the top like that, the friendly fire. But Roderick Burns, you know, Roderick Burns last year had 12 catches against SMU. Yeah, I think he got it right there. I think they're going to stay with that.
All right, the play stands, no targeting, so he will stay in the game. So that is good news for the Miners.
He got the word about the same time we did.
Yeah, he did.
Again, you know, just like the corner, John Davis getting injured for UNT, the thing that would break your heart as a coach more than anything, because you know how much these guys sacrifice, is when they can't play in the game.
Yeah. All right, Isaiah Johnson, the running back, next to Aune. 1st and 10 for North Texas. They keep it on the ground, and that's good defense up front. There's really no place to go.
You know, Bradley Pivotal, who came to UTEP as a defensive coordinator from Texas A&M, told us this week when he first got to UTEP, going in and watching these players, he was amazed at the overall talent this defensive football team had, particularly the front and the linebackers. And they have done a heck of a job building this defense.
2nd and 9. Aune, the throw, and that is caught. That is a nice throw. Boy, he got over it quick. Macklin with the catch. Redshirt freshman, they'd say this guy's a big-time twitch guy. He's got great athleticism.
Nephew of Jeremy Macklin, the great Missouri receiver. It's one of those young corners playing way off right there. That RPO is too easy.
Keep it on the ground. A flag is down. It's Johnson, the ball carrier. He gets it close to the 35-yard line, but let's see what the flag's all about.
Carries the ball for the Big Green.
Offside. Defense number 23. Line up the feature zone. 5-yard penalty for the base first down.
Again, I think picking and choosing with the tempo. Picking and choosing.
That's the first time we've said the name Amahule. You know, praise came in. He's one of the most talked about guys. He's two-time All-Conference USA and first team last year. They've done a good job of blocking him so far, as he has not really had an impact. So what do they do here? 1st and 5, maybe a chance to be aggressive for North Texas. Instead, they keep it on the ground. Adei, the ball carrier, and it's going to bring up second short, 2nd and 2. Nice drive, but both times after UTEP has scored, North Texas with a very nice response. Again, it's on the ground, and it's Johnson, and he picks up a first down.
A little sluggish right now, right? A little bit, the UTEP defense, you know, the conditioning piece of it, waiting in that locker room for an hour, the game starting an hour later. Seems like right now a lot of hands on the hips from the UTEP defense, particularly that front.
Well, they're coming off their last drive, 12 plays, 88 yards, a good-looking drive going right now, and they're taking a lot of time off the clock. Ani throws it down, and that is caught. And it's going to be 1st and goal.
Stop made by number 21, Justin Prince. Pass is complete to Ward Jr.
Damon Ward made the catch. All right, 1st and goal. They're going to go quick. Ani the throw, and they were trying to go back shoulder to Ward, but incomplete.
That's where you have to step up if you're UTEP. You're a little bit gassed right now. The momentum's against you. You got to step up and just hold them to a field goal attempt right now.
Well, Coach Luttrell's got to like the way his guys are fighting right here.
Crowd trying to get in a little bit.
Oh, yeah. 2nd and goal from the 8. Keep it on the ground with Johnson, and he's got the 6. Touchdown, Mean Green. Oscar Attaway gets the score.
See why they've led this conference in rushing the last 2 years and go behind that right side of that offensive line. Very patient, methodical drive right there by North Texas. No panic. You see the tight end come across again on the cross zone.
And how about the beauty? We talked about Attaway missed all of last year with the torn ACL. And he gets to get a touchdown in their first game.
Absolutely.
It's got to be pretty sweet.
Absolutely.
Another look here. Great vision.
The tight end, Asher Aberdeen, 89. He's the blocker. You see Roberts, 87 right there. But Aston Aberdeen, 89, the online tight end. And you're right. That's a long, long journey to come back from an ACL like that, particularly a running back, and enjoy every second of that.
All that rehab, all that work. Campus Insiders is your place for the latest news in college football. Michael Kim, the Athletics' Matt Fortuna, and former Michigan tight end and Mackey Award winner Jake Butt. Mondays and Thursdays only on Stadium. Welcome to the game.
Well, let's see, 1 minute and 52, one timeout for UTEP.
Mooney to kick it off. Walter Don Jr. is deep for the Miners. And there'll be no return. They'll take it on the touchback. All right, now what kind of response are we going to see? Because for the first time tonight, the Miners are trailing in the game, 14-10. And we know that Hardison in this offense can move the ball quickly. They've had a lot of opportunities, and so far, 10 points to show for it. Well, they've got plenty of time, 1 minute and 52 seconds, and they have one timeout at their disposal. They've got Hardison's put together good numbers, 10 of 20, 184 yards, and a touchdown. Hardison It was just a little step he took, but he gave him a throwing line and able to complete the pass to Tupo.
One of the few teams in the country, right, that play with the big fullback. Great blocker, throw him a bone every once in a while, right? Let him catch the ball out of the backfield. Tough to defend that there, right there, where the fullback kind of hides in there and then leaks out to the flat.
Hardison, nice pocket. Hardison delivers. Is that catch made? Yes, it is. What a catch from Flores. Flores has been something this first half.
Tell you, that one started with the pass protection. I mean, Gavin Hardison's able to just set his feet. That's as pretty as it gets, because that is great coverage right there by the backup corner, Texada, in there. Again, working to that wide side of the field, right? Taking advantage probably that John Davis is not in the game, but that was great coverage.
1st and 10. Hardison again, nice pocket. He's going to step up. Going to throw deep down the field. He's got an open receiver. Oh! Tyron Smith had a touchdown, but couldn't hold on.
Pass intended for number 1, Tyron Smith, falls incomplete.
Anytime that quarterback stays alive, right, and those scramble rules for those receivers take place, Gavin Hardison again steps up in the pocket, really does look like he's going to run. Oh.
You feel for the young man, right? I mean, that's 6. This kid's got a great arm, Hardison. He's fun to watch.
He does. Very accurate on the deep ball.
Yeah. 2nd down. Hardison buying some time, moving to his right, and he's going to take off and run.
Phil Bennett that time dropped 8 into coverage. 3-man rush sets up a 3rd down right here.
3rd down.
I think he'll probably drop 8 again. I think you'll probably see the same coverage again. So he's going to have a lot of time to throw this football. But it'll be maximum coverage.
Hardison, and they set up the screen to Awatt, and that is well defended. Boy, there's no place to go.
That was a great effort right there by number 44.
Mason Richards.
Mason Richards, there's the guy. Eastern New Mexico transfer. We talk about this transfer portal, but the trickle-down effect, right? It also affects those 1AA schools because they have an opportunity to move up. That was a great play. And Phil Bennett really likes that guy. 6'3", 245. As we said, an All-American defensive end at Eastern New Mexico. Because there was some grass. There was an opportunity to make a play.
Yeah, and they're very high on him. They felt like he was under-recruited, and, a local kid, and they grabbed him after he went to, as you mentioned, Eastern New Mexico. Roderick Brown, and Coach Bennett. Coach Bennett has not been happy a lot here in this first half.
That's old school right there. I mean, you don't see a lot of that, of the confrontation, particularly on the sideline.
Today's athlete's a little different, right? But he's old school, and obviously his players understand that he's just trying to get the best out of him. Sloan on to punt, gets rid of it. About 6 yards on the return there for Roderick Burns.
You have to think 36 seconds, North Texas. They get the ball to start the second half. I hate to prognosticate, but probably just run this clock out right here and get to halftime.
I mean, if you think about the way the game has transpired, for them to go into halftime with a 4-point lead, they've got to feel great.
I agree. And, for UTEP, it's been the lack of taking advantage of the opportunities, right? The first 2 drives of the game. The missed field goal, go for it on 4th down, don't get any points. But we thought this would be an evenly matched game. Last year's game was 2017, won by North Texas at the buzzer. It's an evenly matched game.
Well, they're not going to take a knee here. Ani Uh-oh, and they put it on the ground, and that's recovered by the Miners. Disaster. Amehule comes up with the football.
That's something I never understood right there. Why, if you are basically just trying to get to halftime, are you not going to just take a knee and get out of here? But to run a zone read right there and give Ani the opportunity to pull the football, I mean, that was just self-inflicted all the way. That was going to be a little boot pass, I believe, kind of an RPO, but the running back 23 kind of tugged at the football a little bit. That's devastating right there. Devastating.
Well, we said that we didn't really talk much about that star player right there.
But again, if you're going to try to get to halftime, truthfully, take the knee.
Take the knee. All right, 1st and goal at the 9, 32 seconds to work with, and they do have 1 timeout remaining. Hardison looking for it all. Well, he pump faked everybody, including the cameraman, and he's brought down at the 9-yard line. That was quite a pump fake.
And there's our DuPage College transfer that Phil Bennett's so high on, Tom Trebe, number 5. That's a very interesting story, Tom Trebe. DuPage College, he's a Chicago guy, out of Chicago. You'll soon see him come into the screen right here. Number 5, right there. What did he tell us? His dad played for Phil Bennett, not only at Iowa State, but at Purdue. Transferred to Purdue when Phil went to Purdue. And now Phil goes back and recruits.
There's a coach letting Mason Richards know how he feels. This North Texas, I'm telling you, that locker room is going to be an interesting place for North Texas at the half. Given all the penalties and then the turnover here late in the red zone. Yeah, it would be nice if we had a camera in there. I'm sure we'd have some compelling video to show all of you, but we, of course, do not have it inside the locker room. And probably a lot of what happens will determine.
I mean, so much at stake in all these college football games. But going back to the theme of this game, conference game, both these teams, I think, a legitimate chance to win this league. But UTEP plays Oklahoma next week. North Texas plays North Texas. The loser might be 0-2.
Yep. 2nd and goal. Hardison, lots of time. He's going to scramble, and he's going to throw it, and that's a smart play because they don't have another timeout. He goes down there. They might not have gotten another play off.
That's a great point. Again, maximum coverage.
The flag is down.
Was he?
Yeah, did he cross the line of
scrimmage? A little bit of a question. Did he cross the line of scrimmage? Illegal forward pass. I think they're going to pick it up.
Nice decision there. They pick up the flag. So now 3rd and goal. But again, keep in mind, it was 16 seconds. You know, if the guy gets out of bounds, you're fine. If it's an incompletion, you're fine. But if it's a running play and the play takes a few seconds, they're going to be hard-pressed to get the field goal group out there.
I think this is going to be maximum protection so you don't get sacked, because that ends up. And I think Phil Bennett, they've had success dropping people into coverage. So I look for a 3-man or a 4-man rush right here. Looks like a 3-man rush, 8 in coverage. Kind of making him check, though. Yep.
3rd and goal. Hardison, the throw to the end zone, too high.
That was a great defensive effort right there.
Akari, the intended target. Yeah, holding them to a field goal here is a huge win for North Texas.
And you can see all of a sudden, North Texas with some success, dropping maximum coverage. It's a great vertical jump right there.
The disappointment there for Hardison. They were looking to get the touchdown. North Texas forcing them into the field goal attempt. It's going to be a 27-yard attempt from the right hash mark for Beckley. And the field goal is up, and it is good. So the North Texas lead is now 14-13. And, Coach, we've seen a lot. We've had plenty of twists and turns in this first half. Yeah, very entertaining.
Very entertaining game. Last time these two teams will play as Conference USA opponents.
And look, UTEP hasn't beaten North Texas in a long time. The last time we beat them was 2016. And knowing they're not going to be in the same conference, like if you're going to get them, you better get them tonight.
They're coaching them all hard down there.
Oh, yes, he
Coaches
is.
and the players. You know, his son-in-law is the defensive line coach. His son is an analyst on defense. Dana Dimmel's son is a graduate assistant for UTEP.
All right, let's review the last meeting in Denton. Ani, late in the game, deep in the fourth quarter, launches this one, and it's caught. Sets up the field goal. Field goal is good. They win 2017.
Yeah, that pass was 3rd and 8 with 13 seconds left in the game. Everybody thought they were going to overtime.
Beckley the kick. Now, one thing, I don't make a lot of promises, but I guarantee here we're going to see him take a knee.
From the 25-yard line.
You're going out on a limb.
Yeah.
I think so. And this is one time the North Texas fans won't boo when they take a knee.
Yeah.
Where if they would have taken a knee last series, they may have actually booed.
All right, so you see North Texas leads 19 wins. Amazing, there's been 3 ties in this matchup. And you see North Texas has won the last 6 meetings, and the series started back in 1951.
And the advantage for North Texas, and you're right, they're taking the knee, but that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you
Look,
too
yeah,
much credit for
thank you, Coach. Yes.
But North Texas in the middle of the Dallas-Fort Worth, East Texas hotbed of high school football. UTEP not so much, right?
Right. Well, we hoped it'd be a good one. And the two programs have delivered a 1-point game at the half. We will take a break here. We're going to join you before the start of the second half. And we're going to send it to the studio in Chicago for Inside the League. What a first 30 minutes of football in El Paso. Great first half. We'll be back for the second half.
Welcome to Inside the League, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm Michael Kim as we continue our countdown to the start of another regular season in the National Football League. And we have the latest on a big what if in NFL history. But before we get to that, let's welcome in our crew, as we always do. Mark Dominic is the former general manager for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Lorenzo Alexander, former NFL linebacker, joining us as always. Guys, we know Tom Brady is in Tampa Bay, and he's made history already winning a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. But what if he had gone to Las Vegas and the Raiders instead of going to Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers? Apparently, this was a real possibility, claims UFC president Dana White, of all people, during a UFC 278 alternate broadcast. He said, quote, "I worked to put that deal together for Brady and Gronk to come to the Raiders, and it was almost a done deal. And at the last minute, John Gruden, blew the deal up and said that he didn't want him." All hell broke loose, man. It was crazy. Mark, you worked with John Gruden. What do you make of this story?
Well, I'm not surprised. Usually John sees the grass is greener always on the other side. That's his mentality. So every other player that he doesn't have is better than the one he's got. I'm not surprised by this story, but I am shocked that they didn't go through with it. I think the even more telling part is Mark Davis. When they asked him about it, he's like, I don't know. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't really remember, man. I just think I remember Tom Brady ended up in Tampa. His answer was so bad that it showed you that there was real juice behind this.
Wow. And so you believe this?
Oh, I do. Again, if the owner would have come out differently and said, hey, look, we were never involved in Tom Brady. He ended up in Tampa. Good for him. Instead, he's like, I can't remember, man. 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. All I know is that Tom ended up in Tampa. That is not the answer I would expect from an owner.
Yeah, you would think that he would remember if he had a chance to get the GOAT.
Right.
Zoe, what are your thoughts on this story?
Man, I think this type of stuff happens all the time. Obviously, when it's with Tom Brady, it's going to get the notoriety that it's given. But I remember being a free agent back in 2012 when I was with the Washington Commanders, and I ended up in Arizona. But I actually wanted to go back to Washington. But the GM and the head coach at the time decided otherwise, and I actually had to say, hey, agent, I want to sign with him right now. But they changed their minds in the middle of the night, took my deal off the table, and I became an Arizona Cardinal. So these type of stories, and that's happened to me multiple times in different ways, but I think there's a lot of truth to it. And Dana White wasn't going to even bring it up. Gronk actually brought it up, and he just kind of filled everybody else in on the story.
Mm-hmm. How do you think this impacts or would have changed NFL history? Zoe, let's start with you.
Well, Tampa Bay wouldn't have a Super Bowl right now, obviously. I think probably Pat Mahomes would have another one. Obviously, Tom Brady would have been in that division with them, but I don't think the Raiders organizations, people say, well, maybe the Raiders would have won one. I think organizations that struggle and have a lot of chaos around them all the time, they almost find ways to lose or not reach their full max potential. So I think Pat Mahomes would have another title, and I think Tom Brady's story wouldn't be as cool. Hey, we would have never saw the Super Bowl trophy get tossed from one boat to another.
That's a good point. Mark, what about you? What do you think would have happened had he gone to the Raiders instead of the Bucs?
I think that we'd have seen Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. I think that the Green Bay Packers are really good that year, and they just had a bad ending of a game where Aaron Rodgers would have taken that team. And I think Aaron Rodgers would have another Super Bowl ring because I think the Packers were that good this year. So the NFC was really loaded. We had Drew Brees in there as well. So Tampa Bay took out some good football teams and iconic quarterbacks. I don't think the Raiders would have gone all the way either. I think everything fit perfectly for him in this situation. So I think Aaron Rodgers is the one that's more disappointed than anybody.
up in the morning, I just gotta get it.
Looking for the pylon!
Wake up in the morning, I just gotta get it.
4th and goal, Ani fires, caught for the touchdown!
Great protection. Surveys the field to the end zone. Touchdown Blazers. And that is caught. You got to be kidding me. Tyrese Chambers, see you later. That was a ton of fun. I enjoyed reliving some of those amazing moments from last season. All right, here's a look at the 2022 preseason poll. San Antonio at the top. They got 14 first place votes. Then it's UAB with 8. Western Kentucky followed by Florida Atlantic. And then North Texas and UTEP. Well, UTEP with a win can improve their chance. I mean, that's why this game is so big, that UTEP and North Texas, and they were real close in the first half. North Texas with a 1-point lead. Here's what we're going to do. We take a break. We're going to come back. Highlights and stats with Bob Davie after the break. Well, Mother Nature slowed down the start, but what a beautiful night now in El Paso. North Texas leads UTEP at the half, 14-13. Aaron Wolf alongside the coach, Bob Davie, and we saw a lot of different things. That was an action-packed first half. What was your big takeaway?
Two very evenly matched teams that know each other extremely well. You know, they played last year on November 13th in a game that was 2017, won at the buzzer. It's going to be that kind of game again tonight here as this second half.
It does feel like that. So we've got highlights to take a look at, and there were some big plays in the first half. And here was a missed opportunity.
A couple of missed opportunities. That's the second one. UTEP missed a field goal on the first drive, but also some big plays. Tyron Smith Huge play down the field. I mean, statistics, you saw almost 560 yards of offense for UTEP. I think the thing was impressive about North Texas, the way their offense responded. I think Ani really feels confident until he's experienced. I think this game's going to come down to conditioning. I know that sounds a little bit old school. The second thing, I think UNT, that was devastating right there.
Yeah, it could have been worse. They held them to a field goal.
They did.
They gave them 1st and goal with less than a minute, and there was Beckley with the field goal to make it a 1-point game. And let's take a look. What do you see in the stats?
I see a lot of yards, a lot of offense. I see a lot of penalties by North Texas. Only 1 turnover in the game, which was that last kind of kill the clock misstep by UNT. Very equal football game. I think North Texas came upon something there late in the first half of dropping a lot of people into coverage and making UTEP run the football. But again, very evenly matched game. 2 really good Conference USA teams. And I think this is going to be a battle here in the second half.
All right, we're going to step away. We're going to come back and kick off the 3rd quarter. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back on Stadium. What an opening night for Conference USA, a conference battle and a 1-point game. North Texas 14, UTEP 13. Some great drama and 2 quarterbacks who put up good numbers. They were both effective, but in a different style in the first half.
Yeah, I think the big thing, Gavin Hardison, no interceptions, no turnovers. Austin Ani, unfortunately, the one turnover, but two experienced, totally capable quarterbacks. A lot more offense, honestly, than I thought in this game.
Yeah, I'm shocked that UTEP, 259 total yards. I mean, look, their offense was good last year, but they averaged 392 yards. They are well ahead of that pace. And, you know, North Texas, we knew they had those new defensive ends, but they have a lot of other returning guys, and it was some penalties. Katie Davis, a guy you wouldn't expect to get a penalty. Larry Nixon, the third, a couple of roughing the passer penalties. So if they clean things up, North Texas can come out of here with a win. And again, they haven't lost to UTEP since 2016. So ready to kick this half off. It's Gavin Beckley. Let's see who's back there. Macklin is back there. He flashed a little bit in the first half.
They're excited about Jamori Macklin. As I said, he is the nephew of the great Missouri NFL wide receiver, Macklin.
Jeremy Macklin, terrific NFL career with the Eagles and Chiefs. And that's a strong kick, no chance at a return. So Austin Ani and North Texas will start following the touchback. They've got a 1-point lead and the football.
I thought North Texas ran the football better than UTEP ran it. I think there's a little more balance right now with this North Texas offense, kind of an equal run pass. UTEP almost relied, to me, on the passing game exclusively in the first half.
All right, let's see what adjustments we see here early in the third quarter. Adei starts at running back in the third quarter, and he's got the football. And he'll pick up a little more than a yard on first down. Justin Prince in on the tackle.
I think these young corners from UTEP held up pretty well in the first half.
Look, the only time we said Shelton's name, he made a good play.
Exactly. Talking about two JC guys that, one with no spring football, they held up pretty darn well in the first half.
The tight end is lined up in the slot. Keep your eye on Jake Roberts. He had a productive first half. 2 catches for 34 yards. Now he's much closer to the line of scrimmage. And they keep it on the ground again, and they gash him straight up the middle. Adei, a strong carry.
This surprises me. You know, UTEP with that entire front back, they've been gashed several times tonight in the run game. But again, North Texas is a team, looks like one of the offensive linemen down. North Texas is a team that's led this league in rushing the last 2 years.
I'm not going to speculate. I can't see the number clearly, but it is definitely one of the offensive linemen for North Texas. And that's number 78. That's Carroll, the junior from Waco, Texas. And they're going to take a look at him. And we are going to step away, and hopefully Carroll will be okay as Coach Luttrell looks concerned. beautiful night in El Paso. The Mean Green have a 1-point lead over the Miners. Coming up Friday night on Stadium C, two of Utah's best high school teams as Skyridge takes on Orem. Tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern for great Friday night rivals action only on Stadium. Welcome to the game. All right, so they're going to have to find a new right guard for the moment, and it is Wee Woo, redshirt freshman number 54, who's in at right guard. Ani, nice throw, and they complete it. Damon Ward makes the catch.
Pass is complete.
Guy, they feel like he's improved a lot.
Yeah, he's had a good night.
First down, Mean Green.
Had 8 starts last year. Again, the RPO, you know, when you can run the football, but RPOs aren't easy against man-to-man coverage. And that was good, tight coverage, but a good, accurate throw by Ani.
1st and 10. Keep it on the ground. And they get into Miners territory. And, you know, the Day's done a really good job, and we knew they would see a bunch of running backs, but he's been the best of the bunch so far.
I think the fact they have those 4 running backs, a lot of depth, a lot of different guys touching the ball. You know, UTEP's front, Pivot told us they're going to rotate them every 4 plays. They look a little tired to me. UTEP just looks a little tired up front, and really a nice balance right now with this North Texas offense.
117 rush yards, 140 pass yards, and that is beautiful balance. 2nd and 7. Ani, blitz is coming. Plenty of time. The throw, and that is broken up, but a flag comes in. He was looking for Roderick Burns. Burns, too, has had a good night. A couple of catches for 31 yards. And Dennis Barnes doesn't like the call, but I think that's who they're going to get for interference.
Yeah, Dennis Barnes, the nickelback, kind of a hybrid linebacker DB. Let's take a look. Man-to-man coverage. Hooked him a little bit, right? Ari with the left arm. That back judge had a great angle looking at that. I think that left arm hand came around there and hooked him.
If you were back at Youngstown State playing tight end, I don't know how you'd feel about that. But then you become a defensive guy.
They didn't even cover me.
And Ani threw his receiver, had slipped a little bit there. He was down on one knee, looking for Macklin.
Pass intended for number 9, Kamori Macklin.
That's a couple times tonight, right?
Yep.
A little more humidity than you're normally accustomed to. You know, with the rain early here in the desert, a little slippery. But again, I love the timing right now of this North Texas offense.
That comes
jinxed
before the play.
Jinxed them.
Just know when you work with me, I'll absolve you of all of these things because I don't believe in chance.
I think what they're trying to get here, they're not going to get it. But they're saying that UTEP might have called something out at the line of scrimmage that caused North Texas to falter.
Manasseh Mose, that's their leader. He's not just the leader of the offensive line. They see it's his team. Everybody follows him on the offensive side of the ball. As Coach mentioned in the first half, 49 consecutive starts for Mose. And they keep it on the ground. Today, no place to go. And a nice play. Kobe Hilton, who struggled a bit in pass coverage, comes up from the safety spot to make the tackle.
These UTEP safeties, watching last year's tape, you're going to see right here Hilton from his deep safety position just attack that line of scrimmage. One thing, they almost look like they're blitzing. Those safeties attack the run so fast. That's a 6'2", 205-pound safety transfer from UL Lafayette. They're super high on him.
Ani changing the play. 3rd and 17. Ani, play action. Down the field. In traffic. There's a pretty big hit on the end of that.
Get out of there, safety. I thought they were going to throw that. Just a little taunting right there by the safety that came off the hash.
I also wonder where they got him up on the head.
Watch the collision right here.
Oh, look, he reached for it, the official, as though he was going to throw it.
He did, and after that, Justin Prince jawed at him a little bit. Watch right here if we continue it. Boy, that's unfortunate.
Damon Ward is hurt. I mean, he was unprotected at that point. I know in slow motion it looks, a lot different than it does in real time.
And again, UTEP plays so much one high. I get the point right there because it definitely has been late calls, roughing the passers against UNT, and they were the right calls. But I think North Texas anticipated one high, and Ani threw that ball right into the safety coverage right there.
All right, we're going to step away as they check on Damon Ward. We'll be right back. Welcome back to El Paso. North Texas with a 1-point lead. Coach Luttrell looking on. His player was able, with some help. Damon Ward, we'll have to wait and see whether he's able to check back into the game.
You always go through that conversation as a head coach. Is it worth chewing on those officials a little bit? Or is it best being very quiet, respectful, and listening to them? If you're going to get a call, but I don't think it makes any difference. These officials are so professional in what they do.
But did it ever make you feel better to just vent a little bit and get it out of your system?
Probably in more ways of venting than just when it came to football. I mean, I'm kind of that guy that needs to
express yourself a little bit. Yeah.
Probably got me in trouble at times over my career as well.
So it is going to be targeting. So they didn't throw the flag. They looked at it again. They call it targeting. I thought it was a little late. And it is helmet to helmet. And that's Justin Prince. So it's going to be first down for North Texas. Is a huge call in the game.
Yeah. And for Justin Prince, he misses the next first half of the football game at Oklahoma. Although another one of those new rules, he can contest that to the National Officiating Office and maybe get that overturned.
Well, you can hear some boo birds. Fans not happy.
North Texas, the defensive penalties in the first half. All of a sudden, UTEP now with the defensive penalties in the second half.
Ani, the throw a little bit low. Macklin had room to make that catch, which is not one of the best throws tonight from Ani. Josiah Allen in coverage.
Again, he's open. Just underthrew that one. Again, everybody knows the run-pass option. See man coverage, throw the slant, just underthrew the ball.
Second and 10. And look at the hard running there from Isaiah Johnson. He runs hard, 23, sophomore from Lubbock, Texas. He's their biggest back, stocky guy. I like his running style.
Big backs, right? All the backs other than Io Adehi, 39, for both teams are big, thick, 215-pound backs. Third down and about 6.
On the night, North Texas has been great on third down. 4 of 6. Ani with time. The throw, catch is made, and it's the tight end, Jake Roberts.
Again, there's that matchup. Jake Roberts on Kobe Hilton, number 2. You're going to see Hilton plays off coverage right there, and just a simple little option route. Ball thrown behind him. Really good hands right there by Jake Roberts. That's a heck of a catch.
Really nice catch. Well, look, they said that Roberts is poised for a breakout season. He's wasted very little time proving that fact. And we've got an injured player for the Miners at about the 11-yard line.
Okay, these first games of the season.
Well, that's Hilton who was in coverage on that play.
The cramps, you know, a little bit of a wet surface out there, even though it's artificial surface. A little more humid. There's no way to duplicate a football game. You know, we talked about in the open these preseason games, although the NFL guys don't play much.
No.
High school, they scrimmage. You cannot condition like a football game. I don't care how much you do.
Why is it that colleges don't, why can't they scrimmage with a school that's within, 50, 100 miles and get together?
At some of the lower levels of college football, they do.
Okay. Because I think it would help everybody play at a higher level.
I think just the alumni might take it too serious. They may fire a coach before the season just because the scrimmage didn't go the way they wanted it to go at some of these places.
And probably a couple schools in Texas that might happen. They love their football here.
It might happen in high school football. Yeah.
Fair enough. They're going to keep it on the ground. And again, it's the hard running there. Isaiah Johnson.
Again, this UTEP defense to me, I hate to keep saying it, they look tired. Look tired. You know, Pivotal said he's going to rotate every 4 plays. I think it's the style of this offense. Watch this right here. Boom. You talk about putting your pads down.
Second down. Ani, the throw, the catch is made. Touchdown, Mean Green. It's Isaiah Johnson getting the 6.
Tight ends and backs against man-to-man coverage with a little bit of a run fake. So difficult to cover. That was a great, well-balanced drive. Little run fake right there. Looked like the quarterback run, quarterback counter, RPO. Again, you just can't cover.
Ani held it just long enough to fool the defense. Yeah. Well done.
The key is that those offensive linemen don't go 3 yards downfield and be illegal downfield. But another part of the RPO run-pass option that Baylor and really our Grimes brought to college football.
Yep. So Mooney good on the extra point. It is still just a 1-score game, an 8-point lead. But you think about all the things that haven't gone right for North Texas, and they have an 8-point lead here in the third quarter. We'll see how the Miners respond when we come back to El Paso. gentlemen, right there, number 23, Isaiah Johnson gets the touchdown catch. And the Main Green looking good right now with an 8-point lead.
Let's see if UTEP, can they run the football? You know, so far it doesn't seem like they really are committed to running it, and I understand that. But they become pretty one-dimensional. Well, North Texas is much, much more balanced.
Strong kick, no chance at a return. So Gavin Hardison, who had pretty big numbers, the completion percentage they'd like to improve upon, just 13 of 26, but threw for 206 yards and a touchdown.
I just think UTEP, you know, keeping the tight end in, keeping the back end to protect, and North Texas maximum dropping guys to cover those 3 receivers is really the answer. You know, Phil Bennett blitzed a little bit early, didn't have much success. I think just play a lot of zone coverage and see if you can hold up and try to dare UTEP to run this football.
First and 10, it's A-Watt. And they're going to push the pile for a gain of 3 on the play.
I think a little bit, if you're Dana Dimmel, we talked about how he said calling plays to win the game, not worried about stats. That UTEP defense is tired. The UTEP defense is tired. So they're going to huddle as they always do, take their time. They don't want North Texas to get that ball back right now because that UTEP defense is hanging. He sees the zone pressure coming with the edge rush.
Hardison gives to A-Watt. A-Watt behind some blockers, and it's KD Davis, but he really pushed him forward a couple of yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and less than a yard.
Good check right there. You know, not all pass plays are the only checks. He checks this run play. See the field pressure coming right here. KD Davis from the backside. So he runs the zone away from that. KD Davis tracks it down. You saw the zone read where the quarterback in the first half kept the ball against that. He was looking to keep it again.
Now keep in mind there, you see see Laufenberg, it's Hardison, but he's out of the game right now. They bring in the backup quarterback.
Bill Snyder has to love this.
Calvin Brownholtz, and he's going to pick up the first down.
I don't know about that rule. That allowing the Bush push, where you're allowed to push that guy from behind. I think he made that first down.
Oh, I think he did too.
But I don't get that you're actually allowed to help the ball carrier. Watch this.
Yeah, they're all just blocking from behind. It's like 3 Reggie Bushes.
And you can see why they don't do that with Gavin in the game.
Yeah, that's Calvin Brownholtz. Who's run the ball effectively in his career.
Yeah, but they don't want that big 260-pound guy hitting him in the back.
No, right.
But they really do love Brownholtz, the quarterback, the backup.
And they love him in short yardage situations. They put him in there with that bunch package, and it was effective. Give him a fresh set of downs. And they keep it on the ground. Hankins throws the defender to the side at the end of the play.
Hankins up to 230 pounds. Again, the little counter play. Missed tackle up in the hole right there by, actually I think it was Enoch Jackson. But North Texas playing too high, zone. You're a little bit short against the run. Testing, as we mentioned before, Danny Dimmel's patience. So far, no throws here in the second half. All runs, helping that UTEP defense as well on the sidelines. Sees edge pressure again coming.
And this time, Hardison wants to throw. Blitz coming. And the throw a little bit short. Looking for Akari. I just want to remind you folks, you see Laufenberg on the back of his jersey. That's for the late Luke Laufenberg, who passed away in August of 2019. He had a multi-year struggle with cancer, and this is their way to honor him. So that is Hardison wearing number 2. Got the Laufenberg nameplate on the back of the jersey. 3rd and short. And Hardison's going to run for it. Good blocking in front. Nice play call. It was a designed run the whole way.
Second time tonight. That was a great call. You know, North Texas not twisting the front a lot. And again, go ahead here with
Luke Laufenberg, who they unfortunately lost to cancer back in 2019. And it's a really warm and nice way to remember him and continue his legacy, having a player wear his jersey and his nameplate.
So many great traditions in college football, right?
Yep. 1st and 10. This is a totally new look Miner offense.
It's cat and mouse in them again.
Yep.
You know, North Texas showing blitz. Phil Bennett now changes the defense.
Hardison to throw. That's on time. Catch is made. It was a tough catch, too. Akari makes the catch. Redshirt sophomore who played his junior college ball at Tyler JC.
They like him.
Texas, they do like him a lot.
And again, you see them attacking that field corner, Ridge Texada. Good aggressive play right there by number 26. Again, John Davis, their starting corner, went out in the first half.
Hardison, the pump fake. Looking deep down the field, going for it all. And no receiver really close to it. Akari was somewhere in the neighborhood. Anytime Hardison looks to launch, the guy's got a cannon. You think something great might happen.
I mean, it is fun to watch them play.
Yeah.
Definitely a pro style, and they are not bashful. And that's kind of the Kansas State offense of Bill Snyder, too. Take your shots. Receiver fell down. You can see right there in the middle of the field.
But what you said is so on point, Coach, is that they've already given their defense a bunch of time to rest here.
Absolutely.
8 plays, 27 yards. Uh-oh. And Hardison
coughed it up.
He lost the football. And it's going to be North Texas football. Let's see what happens here.
They drop the snap. You know, again, looking downfield at the coverage as the snap's in the air.
It's Cortland Rossaw. Rossaw, redshirt freshman, played a little bit last year. He gets the fumble recovery.
Boy, momentum, right? Second half, North Texas takes that ball, drives it down the field. Now UTEP turns it over. All of a sudden, there's only 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. And UNT with great field position and, more importantly, great momentum right now.
All the momentum on the side of the Mean Green. So they've got 1st and 10 from midfield. Austin Ani back out there. The 28-year-old starting quarterback. Blitz is coming. They pick it up. Ani got an open receiver. It's Burns. He's got it. Burns inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for North Texas.
You talk about courage. They're going to go tempo right here too. Right after a big play, they're going to come up on the line and challenge UTEP.
They go quick. They keep it on the ground with Attaway. And Attaway in some trouble. He'll be tackled by Hilton. A loss on the play.
Talk about courage now. I mean, UTEP times that blitz out perfectly. I'm not sure what that coverage was. It looked like it was man, and they just ran by number 13, Barnes. Again, that's that nickelback out there in coverage on that number 2 wide receiver. Great throw by Ani, though, because he had immediate pressure in his face.
Second down. Ani, they have it set up, but the throw's low. Attaway had some turf in front of him. Would have been a better throw.
Again, a nice plan with the tight ends and running backs. Hiding them, getting them out in the flat. This time he comes from the opposite side. And Ani has missed a couple throws now tonight.
He's done a lot of things well, but the completion percentage has just been average, right around 50%.
You know, a little bit on the boots and the nakeds. You know, he missed the tight end a couple times in the first half, but he's made some great throws as well. Big third down.
3rd and goal. Ani looking. Now he'll throw. Caught! Touchdown, North Texas. It's Jake Roberts.
He hit that one. Again, the ability to run. He's full sprint, uncontained, like he's going to run the football. Great presence to throw that football to Roberts for the tight end. As you said, big night for the big tight end. Same play. You know, so much of that opposite side guy coming out in the flat, he's completely wide open. That's one thing UTEP's had a hard time, but you can see number 4.
That ball got tipped.
Tipped.
That was a very fortunate tip right into the hands of Roberts. Mooney delivers the extra point, and suddenly it's 28-13 Mean Green.
North Texas roaring coming out this second half. That's an offensive lineman trying to save his energy doing that jump right there. That wasn't a whole lot of.
But how about these numbers for Roberts? 4 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown. This is a guy who last year only had 11 catches for 98 yards on the season.
They told us, though, right? He
Yeah.
told us in the conference call how much he's improved in the pass game during this offseason.
So 4:32 to go, 3rd quarter. A group of former NFL stars and executives, including former Bucs GM Mark Dominic, linebackers LeVar Arrington and Lorenzo Alexander, and offensive lineman Max Starks, get you ready for all the big games and NFL news on Inside the League, Wednesdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Stadium. Welcome to the game. A lot of great guys to check out there. I got a soft spot for my man Max Starks. You got to get his knowledge.
I told you I recruited Max Starks at Notre Dame. His dad, Ross Browner, played at Notre Dame. Max went on and went to Florida, and then had an NFL career, the gentle giant, right?
Yep.
Boy, UTEP now up against it. It's going to be a pass game now. Let's see if North Texas can get this pass rush going.
Right, we want to see if those 2 new bookend defensive ends, Trebe and Richards, can bring some pressure.
And now it looks like North Texas gone with their backup defensive front in this game, rotating guys, trying to keep them healthy.
Well, Coach Bennett told us he's going to rotate those guys all the time. He always wants fresh bodies in there. By series, he's going to switch them out. Hardison. And he's going for a deep ball, and that's incomplete. He was looking for Tyron Smith up the sideline.
It's going to be all zone coverage, conservative defense.
But Coach, in a 2-score game, and especially you're worried about your defense being tired, can't you stick with the run game here? I mean, you still got 19-plus minutes of football.
Absolutely. But the score, you probably have to throw it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have that big play, explosive home run back. They're going to make some yards, make some first downs. To your point, control the clock a little bit, but they're going to have to throw it to score.
Hardison will throw, and that is complete to Flores. Boy, that's a tough throw and catch.
Tell you what, rolling to his left, Hardison threw that in between 2 defenders, and this is where Hardison has to be careful. You know, they told us a little reckless last year at times, wants to prove he has that big arm all the time. Do not turn this football over right now or this game's over. But that was a good job. 3rd down.
3rd and short. I thought they might bring in Brownholtz again to just do the quarterback sneak. They keep Hardison in the game.
Again, just showing that edge pressure. And this is one of the things they do. They'll bring that tight end in the backfield to block that on the opposite side.
And Hardison's going to take it himself and pick up the 1st down.
Hardison carries the ball for the Miners. And that's a UTEP.
Well, UTEP really needed that 1st down.
Just the zone read. It's so tempting for that outside blitzer to come right off that edge and give up that quarterback. That's a good read right there for him to pull that football. And like you said, that was a key 3rd down to keep that ball.
Hardison, a little reverse to Tyron Smith. He can fly. He was pushing his quarterback to get out of the way. Real good speed there from Tyron Smith.
That was really a good call. You know, no threat of edge pressure right there. You can see nobody coming from the boundary. That's pretty much stealing right there.
Ball just inside North Texas territory. 1st and 10 for the Miners. Hardison, pump fake. Now he's in trouble, and he's going to have to throw that one away.
Well, one of the problems, you keep so many guys in to protect. Again, I get it. I mean, I love this offense because it is quarterback friendly, but when you keep that tight end and that back end to block, you only have 3 receivers out, and they're dropping 7 guys into cover. So you've got 7 covering 3.
Well, there's the 3rd quarter offense. North Texas with 100 yards and a couple of scores. They led 14-13 at halftime. Hardison, all day to throw. And, boy, he's in trouble. Now he'll get rid of it, and it's incomplete. But he didn't seem like he had that clock in his head going there. He didn't feel that pressure to the last moment.
He does remind me a little bit of Kenny Pickett. I know that's kind of out of left field to say that right now, but I've been trying to think who he reminds me of. You know, he runs well enough. Great job right there. Phil Bennett got his point across. Did you see K.D. Davis pull up on that? He was so tempted to light Hardison up.
3rd and 10.
We're going to drop 8 of them here.
Hardison, he's looking to run the whole way. Makes a nice cut, and it's going to bring up 4th and 2. And given how often they like to go for it on 4th down, I expect them to go for it.
They're going for it.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't call holding right there on the wide receiver, Tyron Smith, into the boundary. Let's keep an eye on Davis now. That's clean, and that's solid hit right there. Just don't talk to him when you get up. This guy loves it, man. He loves contact. 3rd down.
4th down.
4th down, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I think they're coming right here, but Phil Bennett might have just wiped it. Yeah, watch that 40-second clock right here.
They go for it. It's Awatt. Nice cut, and has just enough for a Miner 1st down.
Tell you, those little plays in the game, right, that don't show up in the stat sheet. But a couple of these 3rd down and that 4th down conversion with UTEP hanging by a thread defensively are key plays. Good hard run, right? He just stuck that right foot in the ground and went north and south. But just kind of keeping the drives alive, nothing flashy, giving yourself a chance to get back in this football game.
Hankins, and he gets to the 36-yard line.
There's defensive linemen up in there for North Texas. Those two inside guys. Rod Brown, 10. Enoch Jackson, 9. I mean, they are stout guys. How many times you see two defensive tackles wearing 9 and 10?
It's a new
That's
world.
changed, man.
Yes,
That's
it's a new world.
That's all part of that transfer portal, trying to keep them happy, right?
Yeah.
Give them whatever number they want.
Now they're going to keep it on the ground. Little draw play. Hankins, good carry there on 2nd down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. So what a 3rd quarter for North Texas. They win the 3rd quarter 14-0. Ani here gets the touchdown pass, and And then how about another? This time it's Jake Roberts. Can UTEP mount a rally? We find out in the fourth. North Texas leads UTEP 28-13. We are set for the start of the fourth quarter. Great fan turnout, just shy of a sellout, and we had an hour weather delay before the start of the game that may have kept some of the people from actually getting in the seats, but an outstanding crowd tonight. And we were debating the quarterbacks, and it was all Austin Aune in the third quarter.
Impressive. I think the balance that they have on offense has helped him. He's missed a couple throws, but he's definitely made some plays, particularly, as you said, are here in the third quarter.
Hardison buying time. And he'll throw. And that's no call so far. Let's see. It was incomplete, looking for A-Watt.
Really been impressed with the zone coverage that North Texas has played here. That's not easy to cover them that long with a quarterback that scrambles. And I think really a good job by Phil Bennett of just making UTEP be patient. Another one of those fourth down calls.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll run the quarterback drive.
2 for 3 tonight. Last year, 72%, 19 of 24. Can they do it again? 4th and 4. Hardison, low snap, collects it, surveying the field. Now we'll throw, and that's dropped. He had a receiver open. Akari can't make the catch, and it'll be North Texas football.
I'll tell you, as tempted as Phil Bennett is to blitz, keep playing this zone coverage. And they have done an incredible job of playing tight zone coverage. Should have been caught though. Let's see if UTEP can step up now on defense.
Aune, that is a great throw right there. That one's to Tommy Bush. And here it's Isaiah Johnson. And then the trifecta. Number 3, Jake Roberts. 1st and 10, Mean Green, and they are going to gash him up the middle of the field. Adae, boy, he's been really good running between the tackles.
Now he's explosive. That's about 5'6", great contrast to those three other bigger backs North Texas has. And let's see what kind of fight UTEP has right now. They're up against it without a doubt. All the momentum on the side of North Texas.
Well, we know that normally North Texas plays at a certain tempo, but given the fact they lead by 15, expect them to slow it down.
Nail on the head. Because right there after that big game, they would have gone tempo.
And they're content to keep it on the ground for the moment. Day another carry.
You see Justin Prince, Dennis Barnes right up on that line of scrimmage now. Those safeties are up in there, and it's time to do that if you're UTEP. You have to make North Texas throw the football now.
2nd and 9. UTEP shows some blitz, and again, North Texas content to work the play clock. Oh, look at that big run, and they pick up a first down on a 2nd and 9 call, and it's Adai again. Boy, he's been solid in this game.
I mean, schematically, really strong for North Texas. You know, some of their play action passes to the tight ends and backs, and in some of these blocking schemes, using the tight end, using the H-back to lead up through that B gap. They're scheming UTEP right now, gashing them in this run game.
Adai again. Now here's something. We talked about their 4 running backs. They're 4 running backs deep. Ragsdale in his career, 3 100-yard games. Attaway in his career, 3 100-yard games. Johnson has one. Adai has never had a 100-yard game, and he is inching closer. He's now at 80 yards.
Yeah, there's no question. He's the explosive one now. He's the guy that'll make the house call for you. But, man, this UTEP defense, all those hands on the hips, and I get it. I get it. Momentum's against you. You've got to step up now and keep this North Texas team from scoring any points on this drive.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Isaiah Johnson, who had the receiving touchdown in the 3rd quarter.
Tyrese Knight. I tell you, they time those blitzes out now. Watch the linebacker plug.
Well, 3rd and long, I'd be curious if they're going to throw here or be content where the ball is on the field to maybe run it and go for it on 4th.
I don't think so.
No,
because it's a field position game. They're going to throw it, and it's going to be 2 deep coverage.
Ani the throw, and the catch is made, and he's at the 30-yard line. So now, what do you think? 4th and a yard as Macklin makes the catch.
It's a huge field goal if you take it, because it goes from a 15-point game to an 18-point game.
Right.
But the way they've been running the football in these fresh backs, you can look for those safeties from UTEP up in the line of scrimmage now. It's all on this.
But they got the big back, Isaiah Johnson, in there.
Always got to watch play action to that tight end.
4th one. It's Johnson, 1st down and more. That was a statement there on 4th down. And now they're going to be able to take more time off the clock.
Again, they creased the line of scrimmage. I mean, the first guy that makes contact is the safety, Kobe Hilton, right now. It's impressive. This is impressive. I mean, this UNT team weathered the storm in the first half. Has come back in, dominated the second half.
Adai back in there at running back. He's got the football. No, it's on. He's going to throw it. And what a throw and catch. How about the timing on that throw?
Yeah, they're on fire. Clicking on all cylinders right now.
That's Zail McMillan. They've talked about what a great camp he has had. Redshirt freshman from Frisco, Texas. Zail, 6'1", 198 pounds. Boy, that throw would hit him in the numbers.
Yeah, that was tight coverage. Confidence, right? Confidence, momentum. They've got it all right now.
First down carry gets it to the 8-yard line, a gain of 1. But more importantly for North Texas, the clock now under 10 minutes, continuing to wind. You talk, the balance has been so good for them.
Yeah, they've worn them down. I mean, there's no question. Well, it was a nice play coming off the edge right there. I believe it was Dennis Barnes, the nickelback 13. I mean, a field goal is like gold right now.
Yep.
To make it a 19-point game. Excuse me, 18-point game.
A day, and he's going to be tackled just inside the 7-yard line. Get up the line quick, but I don't expect him to hike it just yet.
These tight ends and backs, right, in these situations, although it looks like the tight end's staying in protecting here. It's man-to-man at the top, without a doubt. It's man-to-man across the board.
And McMillan to the top of the screen.
Woo.
Boy, they catch a break there. That could have been a turnover. Ani able to maintain the football, and now comes this big field goal attempt that can make it a 3-score game.
Tyrese Knight. Talk about effort now. I mean, that UTEP, I know it's going against him right now, but that was a great effort play.
This would be a 29-yard attempt for Mooney. And that kick is up, and it is good, and the lead is 31-13. North Texas 17-0 in the second half as they have taken control of this football game. All right, it's time to tell you who won the best spirit in terms of the fan base. And it's UTEP, mainly because that little guy right there, they went 55% to 45%. But both fan bases have shown out in this game. But right now, I appreciate the UTEP fans still having a great time, despite the fact their team's down 31-13.
Well, they gave them something to cheer about early, for sure.
Oh, they did. They played well.
Just couldn't take advantage of some of those opportunities, but they've been overwhelmed here in the second half by this North Texas team.
Mooney the kick, and there will not be a return. But we know for sure that now they're going to have to sling the ball around, and Hardison's happy to do that. But since North Texas started going to rushing only 3 and putting 8 in coverage, it's changed the game completely.
Yeah, it's changed the game completely. And North Texas's offense really hitting a rhythm, led by the quarterback, Ani. They just look fresher, you know. But it's, you know, it's momentum. It's so many things when you say that. But North Texas' ability to run the football. But let's see. I mean, you've got a big, strong-arm quarterback here with 8 minutes left in this game.
They rush 4 this time. And Hardison with time, and that's great coverage. The corner timed it up right as the ball got there. It's Deshaun Gaddy. That's their top cover guy. He was preseason second team All-Conference USA. Made his 21st consecutive start tonight.
Yeah, Phil loves him. Field corner, 6'2", long arms. I know it's repetitive. So impressed with the way they play zone coverage. I mean, that is tight zone coverage.
Hardison the throw, soft coverage. Tyron Smith has it and gets the first down. Bob, I'm going to go back to something. We saw Coach Phil Bennett very disappointed in a couple of plays in the first half, particularly late penalties on K.D. Davis and Larry Nixon III. He let him know how he felt about it. But I love week 1, they have adversity, and look at how the defense has responded.
Absolutely.
It tells you a lot.
Hit a home run with that now because you come out here successful.
Yeah.
At least we think. You know, this is where you crave for UTEP to go tempo, but they're just not meant to do that. You know, they're so dependent on checking at the line of scrimmage.
Hardison gets rid of it, and that is caught. Well, that's some throw. I mean, he did not have his feet set, but able to get the ball downfield. It's Reynaldo Flores who had that incredible catch in the first half. Sean Thomas Faulkner in coverage.
And again, they're up, at least up on the line of scrimmage. They're not huddling. But you said it. I mean, he steps up. Feet are not really in a great position as far as his platform. Just all arm strength right there.
Hardison gets it out quickly. That's a catch there. Akari makes the catch. That's into a guy they no longer have here, Justin Garrett.
Pass is complete to number 4.
So good for another first down.
Number 7, Whitlock.
They think Akari has a chance to be the best wide receiver before this season ends. Number 4, another one of those JC guys from Tyler Community College.
Hardison, all kinds of time, and he'll sling it downfield, and that's incomplete.
You know, you mentioned so high expectations, right, for this game, I think, with UTEP. All of a sudden, you're looking at they may be 1-6 in their last 7 games, and they're going to Oklahoma. That's how tough it is. Tough it is to maintain something. You know, they started 6-1. Now they're looking at 1-6, maybe 1-7 next week.
Stuff.
North Texas, big matchup with SMU at home next week.
And they're going to go into that matchup with a lot of confidence because after the first quarter tonight, they've played really good football.
Deshaun Gaddy again.
Yeah, Gaddy is a terrific player. They were looking for Jeremiah Ballard. Let's look at the UTEP schedule. Yeah, at number 9, Oklahoma next week, then home against New Mexico State. And then at New Mexico, Boise State, then at Charlotte. Look, college football is tough. It's hard to say with any certainty where the wins are going to come from there.
Yeah, exactly.
3rd and 10. Hardison. And he's going to go down. He is sacked. Kadron Johnson, junior from Louisville, Texas.
I mean, there's just nowhere to go. You know, again, they kept the tight end in to protect, which surprises me because North Texas isn't going blitz now.
All right, timeout on the field. Miners in a desperate situation. Mean Green with a 31-13 lead with just over 6 minutes to go in the game. It's time to vote for the player of the game. You got a couple of options. Get up there, get that QR code, get your phone on there, scan it, and your options are Austin Ani for North Texas, or you can go with Tyron Smith for UTEP. Those are your options. Get in there quick and vote, and we'll let you know in a little while. All right, 4th down. Hardison to throw, and it's incomplete.
What a disappointing night, huh?
Really disappointing.
Started out with such promise for these fans, for this coaching staff, and this UTEP team.
First and 10, Mean Green.
Yeah, Hardison is now just 18 of 41 through the air, and right now North Texas wants to come out here when we come back and just run the football and close it out. North Texas leads UTEP 31-13, little less than 6 minutes to go in the game. So here are your preseason honors. Frank Harris for Offensive Player of the Year for the Roadrunners. Also for the Roadrunners, Rashad Wisdom is the Defensive Player of the Year. And special teams, this guy's a kicker, Braden Narvison, but based on the way he looks and the way he's got the pads jacked up, I think he wants to hit somebody after a kick. All right, so North Texas would like to just run the ball and run it some more. Attaway there, the ball carrier. And the thing I think I'm going to come away with is just I'm so impressed with the balance offensively for North Texas.
Absolutely. And, we don't talk ever enough about the offensive line. You hope Dazion Carroll, the right guard, 78, is okay for North Texas. The center, Mosi right there, 72. Gabe Blair, the left guard. Cole Brown, the left tackle. I mean, there has been some creases up in there against this UTEP defensive front.
They've run between the tackles really well all night. It's going to be tougher to do now. Attaway gets hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Now you start thinking about next week.
Jalen Rudolph comes up to make the tackle. 94, redshirt sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All right, we're going to take another break as the Miners are trying to force a punt, try to get the ball back. We're coming right back to El Paso. You've still got a chance to vote on the player of the game. Scan that QR code. Austin Aune, one of the candidates, 16 of 28, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Or you can go for that man, Tyron Smith, who had a big night, 6 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown. So you got a few more minutes to get your vote in. And I'll let you know who the player of the game is. 3rd down for North Texas. Ragsdale in the game at running back. And Aune's going to throw it to Ragsdale, and he drops it, or it could have been a 1st down. So now it's 4th down, and North Texas will be forced to punt.
His running backs have been open all night in those little play action passes. Interesting here if UTEP goes with the backup quarterback. Calvin Brown-Holtz. These reps are valuable. You know, we talked about it's been 8 months since they've played against somebody else. Each one of these reps, even at the end of the game, are critical. I'd get that backup quarterback in here right now. Let him throw it around a little bit.
Rodriguez on to punt. Marcus Bellin is going to come up and fair catch the football at his own 34-yard line. So let's see who comes in at quarterback.
Fair catch by number 21, Marcus Bellin. First and 10, UTEP.
Definitely have that offensive line still in there, that first offensive line. Like to end on some kind of positive, right? Come out of here with some momentum. Now they're keeping Hardison in there. Surprises me a little bit. You got to love the way Gavin Hardison competes, though. I mean, he's been knocked around a little bit, hasn't had his best night. Still love his competitiveness.
And he's going to take off and run. And he'll be brought down after a gain of a few yards. Jordan Brown, number 19, the sophomore from Huntsville, Texas, comes up to make the tackle. I think he's a talented young guy. He gives them some depth behind KD Davis.
Second down and 6.
You're right. They don't get up on. They get up to the ball, but they don't get it snapped very quickly, considering you're down 3 scores. Hardison, that's complete, and it's Tyron Smith, and the clock will continue to run. He did not get out of bounds. Quinn Whitlock throws him out of bounds.
Stop made by Whitlock, number 7.
Any question about Hardison's arm strength? He can sling it out there.
Third and short. Hardison, the throw, and that is complete. Flores makes a terrific catch.
Flores has had a good night.
Really nice.
He dropped one. It could have been a big, big opportunity, but he's made several great catches.
Well, they got 2 receivers now over 100 yards, Flores and Tyron Smith. Hardison, boy, he's got all day to throw, and a late flag comes in. He's going to sling it all the way down the field. And that is caught, but
that was
Ballard.
big time holding.
Yeah. It would have been a touchdown to Ballard. And it's going to come back. Coach, I got a question for you. So if UTEP knows that they struggle in terms of the speed of their 2-minute offense, you know the teams, we saw North Texas reinvent their offense midseason. Why isn't it something that you can work on, right? You can change it, because if you're down late in the game, they're going to be down in other games. You'd like to think they can get up there earlier in the play clock.
I just think philosophically, back to wanting to have the perfect play called. You try to check everything. You try to check routes against certain coverages, and you get dependent on that. Where instead of just letting it rip a little bit more and going faster, you want the perfect play called. So you have to spend time at the line of scrimmage to get it called. But they do have, I mean, they work 2-minute every day, and they are in a 2-minute type offense. But it does take them a long time to get it snapped.
Hardison completes it. Good gain on the play, and that's Kelly Akari making the catch.
Pass is complete to number 4, Kelly Akari.
Less than 3 minutes to go in this one.
And I love watching Gavin Hardison throw it, but I don't really understand why you don't let Calvin Brownholtz. He is the backup quarterback. You got a lot of games left to play.
Hardison the throw, and Akari drops that one. He's got to make that catch.
Well, that's where losing those 2 receivers. You know, again, the life of everybody now, but particularly the group of 5. You have a receiver like Jacob Cowling last year, has a breakout year. He can go to a Power 5 school, and then you graduate your second receiver, and then you've got to catch up with some of these younger guys. Akari, they've got high hopes for.
And Hardison incomplete, looking for Tyron Smith, brings up 4th down.
Pass intended for number 1, Tyron Smith, is incomplete. 4th down and 5.
4th and 6. Not turn the ball over on downs. I got to come up with something here. And the throw is out there, and that is picked off. Are they going to rule it an interception? That is a heck of a play by Quinn Whitlock. That senior, that's some pick.
Passes intercepted, 1st and 10.
Does he have it? He's got it. Left foot is down. I know for the moment they ruled it an interception. They were going to get it on downs either way.
Well, you talk about walking out of here feeling good about yourself as a football team. Great job by Phil Bennett. Great job by this secondary. This secondary tonight, from a zone coverage concept, has been just outstanding. And then their offense. But you're going to enjoy that flight back to Denton tonight. And if you're SMU, you're going to face a confident football team next week in Denton. UTEP, entirely different story. Boy, what a teaching opportunity, too, for Seth Luttrell. You know, you made the point about all the defensive penalties in the first half. Phil Bennett just after him. Works out. You saw KD Davis in the second half pull up. They come out here and really pitch a shutout in the second half, right? Yeah. It was, and again,
like we talk about, they dealt with real adversity in the first game of the season. They're going to come out of here feeling great about it, but still lots of things that they can improve upon. They're going to want to have a cleaner start. They're going to need a cleaner start against SMU. So 1st and 10, Ragsdale the running back. I wouldn't expect Ani to throw it again tonight. And it is Ragsdale, and he'll go down after a gain of a few. Not much there. All they want to do is milk that clock.
Carries the ball for the Mean Green.
Conference USA, New Mexico State's coming in right up the road. In fact, Nevada stayed at the same hotel that we stayed at. Flew into El Paso, drives 50 miles up to New Mexico State. Mexico State coming in the league. Sam Houston coming into the league. Jacksonville State, Rich Rod, big win today.
You got to stay on your toes to keep up with conference realignment these days. Ragsdale. A nice second effort, gets it up to the 49-yard line where it'll be 3rd and short, and they'd like to pick up one more first down and get in victory formation.
North Texas on a roll, right? 6-1 now.
Yep.
6 straight conference wins.
Austin Ani won the player of the game voting with 75% of the vote. He finished his night with 16 of 29, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He did have what could have been a very costly fumble late in the half inside his own 10-yard line, but the defense held the Miners to just 3 points. That could have been a big momentum shift there at the end of the half. And it's Ragsdale. And he'll be stopped just inside Miners territory. All right, so what's your big takeaway going to be from this game, Coach?
I thought UTEP would play better. I think North Texas, physically and because of their balance on offense, and Phil Bennett on defense, they're a force to be reckoned with in this league.
They look really good.
Ani now confident. They've got a good backup quarterback who didn't play. That's key.
Yeah, Coach Luttrell's got to be pleased because they got off to a very sluggish start. They had some bad penalties, but boy, did they clean it up. They pitched a shutout in the second half. It was 14-13 North Texas at the half. Austin Ani had a great night, particularly in the second half. And he's our player of the game. First touchdown pass to Tommy Bush. And this one here showed a little touch as Isaiah Johnson gets the score. And then it's the big tight end, Jake Roberts. What a night for Austin Ani. Well, Coach, as soon as I knew you were on the schedule with me, I've admired you as a coach for a long time. I admired you as a broadcaster, and I thought, well, this is going to be a lot of fun, and it was even better than expected. Thanks.
Enjoyed it, Ari. Hope we get to do this again.
Well, I know we got one more game to get. Hopefully a few more after that. We got another one on the schedule. All right. North Texas defeats UTEP 31-13. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Bob Davey, I am Ari Wolf saying good night from the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. Our final score, 31-13. For more live games, replays of classic games, and daily original studio programming, visit watchstadium.com or search Stadium in your local channel guide. A fun night for North Texas. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you down the road.